How electrifying.
7 3-pointers. It's that kind of week.
What's going on here? That's how dominant they played.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Do the honors.
we've changed our name to No Rules, Just Sports. Yo, what's going on, mi gente? Welcome back to another wonderful episode of No Rules, Just Sports, man. I'm here with my boys. I got my boy King Rusa, got my boy E, got my boy Matty Ice. We're here, man. On a Wednesday, Matty Ice was busy traveling, holiday stuff going on. We got, it's just going to happen pretty much throughout these next few holidays. So just stay tuned, pay attention to our social media accounts. We'll post it when if we're moving our times. It'll either be a day early or a day later. We're still discussing on what we want to do for Christmas Eve, on how we want to go about doing that one. But nevertheless, boys, what is going on?
Man, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. As you mentioned, I was traveling. I went to see my folks up in Virginia. Definitely for me, for the Florida boy in me, it was definitely a climate change. Yesterday morning, to be exact, it was down to 19 degrees in Virginia.
Oh, believe me, I know. I'm here in Maryland.
Yes, I figured, but yeah, it was definitely a climate shock for me. Glad to be back though. Had some ate some good food, saw some family members I hadn't seen in a while, so it was really nice to go back to the old homestead. And yeah, how about you guys? You guys have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I was unfortunately with somebody during, it was Friday. So we had the Rodriguez family extended family Friendsgiving. Yeah.
Friendsgiving.
Yeah. No, it was good, man. I'm just kidding, man. We had a good time, man. I had about 30 people in my apartment, and we had a good time. We played some dominoes. We played some Monopoly. We watched some of the games.
With my ass in dominoes.
Yeah. It happened. But it was a learning experience, my friend. It was a learning experience for you. We got to watch my boys, Georgia Bulldogs, struggle heavily against Georgia Tech. That was fun.
That was a crazy game.
Yeah. So
I cannot wait to go over that game.
Outside of that, man, I really enjoyed Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays, man. I just love being around people and having people around just for the excuse of having people around, not even for realistically anything. And it was just nice. I love Thanksgiving.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
all right. What about you, E?
I actually just kept it very, very chill and relaxed. Just had a little small Thanksgiving with my kids and kept it real small this year. Didn't really do anything crazy, just little at home deal. Little, didn't do it like just some turkey, some mac and cheese, all the essentials.
The essentials are always there, man. I mean, a Puerto Rican essential is pernil, which is pork shoulder, cooked a certain way, and that's how it's done. It's been a crisp, brisk 40-something degrees over here in Florida, where Floridians are freezing. My face is a little burnt from being outside and in the wind. Here's the thing, man. I don't want to hear nothing from you up northerners. I get it. It is significantly colder. But here's the thing. The problem with Florida is at that 40-degree weather, you have a breeze constantly. Now, if it's just a stagnant cold, it's not as bad. Of course not. It's not as bad. But when that breeze is kicking in, you're in the shade, it's nipply.
It was windy as shit here today, and it was cold.
Yeah. Well, it's always windy here. So, especially during cold season, which you would wish it was windy when it was hot, but for whatever reason, it gets stagnant. So, I don't know about you. I know Matty Ice is more inland than me because we're kind of on the beach side of things. Is it windy over there with you, buddy?
Today wasn't actually too bad. I'd say it was a nice northerly. Here comes the pilot in me. Ready? I got a nice northerly wind, 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the north, and indeed. But no, it wasn't too bad. I think it's gonna pick up tomorrow. No, it was inland, more inland today. It wasn't too bad.
I think it's supposed to get warmer tomorrow. Somebody said. I don't know. Who cares? Anyways, we're not
I think
weathermen
it's gonna
here.
be back in the 70s.
We're
again.
sports guys. So let's get into it. NBA
Absolutely.
up first. Let's get with it. NBA talk. All right, let's get into it. Damien, man, take it away, man. This is your segment, brother. Take the lead here, man. What do we got? What?
We're in the East.
It is. Okay, all right. We going with the East first. Always the East, because East is the best. East is the bestest. Nothing really has changed, actually. If we want to talk and we want to be honest here, nothing's really changed in the East. You still got the Cavaliers at 19-3. They're still playing very dominant basketball. Celtics are right there behind them, 17-4, playing really dominant basketball. And the Orlando Magic, I think the biggest surprise in the East, being as dominant as they are and playing as well as they are at a 15-8 at number 3 in the number 3 spot. That's rounding out the top 3. The bottom 2, not much has changed there as well. From last week, you got the Wizards at 2-17. Goodness gracious.
Jesus.
Talk about going for a pick. And the big surpriser, which we will go over, the 76ers. We told y'all we try and go in a little deeper dive on the 76ers. We all got some notes here. We all want to talk about. It's going to be probably the first thing we talk about outside of just the standings. 76ers at a 5-14. They're about the 4th worst team in the NBA. Yeah, that's it. That's about rounding out the Eastern Conference. Damien, what you got for the West?
Well, before we jump over to the West, I do want to talk about some of these teams. Cavs are first in points per game. No surprise there. That's the reason they're so offensively great. They're winning so many ball games. Their only losses this season were to Boston, which notably was their first loss when they went on that incredible run. And they've lost to the Atlanta Hawks twice. It's like the Hawks have their number right now. So
don't talk about Trae Young.
Interested to see how that plays out going through the season.
Ask Knicks fans about him.
That's true. Magic are still undefeated at home, but we'll get into the Magic later. The Bucks are in the 5th spot, 11-9,
risen from the dead
every week.
7-win streak, 7-game win streak right now.
They're doing great, so I'm happy for them. Happy.
But you got to think they should have been doing this. So I mean, maybe it's just they had that rhythm just was off. Now they're just finally getting that clip.
They got a tough game today themselves. They play the Hawks tonight at 8, which is in about an hour. By the way, shout out to everybody. Game. Shout out to everybody, man. We started the show an hour early, and this is what we'll be, just so we can kind of give y'all good stuff to watch and not have to go to bed without missing a beat.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys hanging in with us. I can't talk.
But
that's gonna be a good game. Hawks Bucks, and then also the Magic and the Sixers tonight.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's gonna happen.
That's not gonna be.
I will say that I was watching something about their Bucks. They have a great step. The pick and roll with them is crazy because I mean, you had the screenplays in general. You got Dame's just gonna fucking. He's gonna be lights out, and then you got if Giannis runs to the basket. I mean, it's a wrap. So I don't understand why they didn't utilize that more in the beginning.
It's a great pick and roll. 2 great players.
We just got done talking about the weather, actually.
How you doing, Brent?
Well, the weather, man, in the crisp Florida weather. We're freezing down here, us Floridians, us island people. Me being an island man, Puerto Rican. 40 degrees. I'm miserable. I hate life.
Q was good, baby.
You know what I'm saying? It's just been interesting. He's not as suffering as much as us. I don't want to hear him. I don't care. Maryland, it's not that bad. We're here, 40 degrees with a lot of wind, and it sucks.
It's
Go ahead, E. What do you got? Top that.
It's a humble 40 right now. You know, it's not bad today. A humble 40.
What's been the coldest so far over there?
It dropped down. Like, I mean, you heard Matty. He was right in Virginia. It dropped down to the teens already. We also had, which is fucking crazy for Maryland at least. Usually we don't get snow until February, like January, February. Like we have late snow. It was snow flurrying on like Saturday this week here. I was like, what in the hell? I mean, it only lasted for an hour, but
right.
It's not. It wasn't. You know, it wasn't even fucking December yet. I was like, "What is this? Saying it's gonna be a snowy ass winter?" Because I am not for it, bro.
True.
Bro, look at our boy Brent. His comment where I'm at.
Holy
5. Wait, that's Pennsylvania, right? Didn't they just get hit somewhere like that? Nah, somewhere up there. I think it was like PA or something
Buffalo
like that.
had
really Buffalo. Buffalo.
They had 2 feet.
Crazy fucking snow.
That lake effect snow you can't fuck around with. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, let me tell you something. Not for nothing, boys. 5 feet of snow. I'd rather have that than 40 degrees and a lot of breeze.
True.
Oh my God.
The breeze.
You got jokes tonight, dog.
In the face, man. I'm outside all day.
You sound like a Floridian right now.
You do.
Your Floridian is showing, bro.
I am Floridian. I'm Puerto Rican and Floridian, dog. There ain't no more island than that shit. You know.
You sound just like you.
It's showing right now. Man.
You sound just like the way you're from. Huh?
Can I give you guys an idea of how cold it is in Florida? So I got off my plane around midnight last night. I get to my car. I parked in one of those like satellite lots.
Yeah.
And there was frost. There was frost on my windshield.
Dude, that's
how cold it was last night.
So cold.
Yeah, that's every
so
morning.
cold.
It's only gonna get worse.
Not in Florida. Not in Florida.
Not in Florida.
Now that it started like a couple weeks ago. Now that it started, it's not going to stop until it's spring. It's going to be frost on my damn window where I always forget about it. Then I end up being, right on time or late for work because I forget them. I'm like, how do I forget every damn morning, bro?
Hey, just move down here to Florida, man. We'd be all together.
I've already talked about. I'm gonna be a snowbird, dog. I'm gonna fly.
There you go.
Wintertime. In the winter,
let's get to basketball. What do you get for the West, bro?
All right, let's talk about these Western Conference teams. We got the Thunder still sitting on top of the mountain, 16-5. The Rockets, second place, 15-7. They are first in rebounds per game and fourth in opposing points per game. They're like, first of all, let's shout out to the Rockets because that's incredible to be second seed in the West. Kudos to you.
They've turned it around.
They really have. For me, the most shocking is the Mavericks are in third, 14-8. I mean, they were. I think they were 9th 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, it helps when you have the Warriors lose 5 in a row.
That's
5 in a row.
Now the question with the Mavericks: do you guys think that that's the best team that Luka's had around him? Now, Luka's not playing his best game, but do you think that's the best supporting cast that he's had?
Probably. I mean, it helps to have Kyrie, of course.
Yeah.
But,
Kyrie's definitely
Clay. I mean, it's definitely the best supporting cast he's ever had.
Agreed.
Grizzlies in that 4th spot. They're sitting 14-8. Right behind them is the Clippers. I mean, the West is just it's everywhere right now. And then the Lakers, which we'll get into a little bit later. 12-9, 9th seed. Ugh. Couple of
they
stinkers.
can't figure out what they want to do, man. That's all I'm going to say. For right now, that they can't figure out what they want to do, and we'll take a deeper dive on it.
We'll get into it later, but that's about it for the standings.
All right. Well, if you guys, and as far as in tied for, well, not tied, you got the Pelicans with a 9-game skid at this point at 4-18, and then right behind them, the Utah Jazz with a 4-17 with a 5-game skid going on right now. So those two teams are struggling to be good. And some of them people you wonder why they're that low, but we'll get into the 76ers. So going into the next part, man, we want to talk about these 76ers, man. Look, I've got nothing against the 76ers, man. I've always thought of them as a cool franchise, to be honest with you. Like, I loved the color schemes and all that, and AI as a kid growing up and all that. For them to be this bad is quite puzzling. Sheesh. And we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna kind of do a deep dive. We said we were gonna do it. We're gonna talk about these 76ers here, man, and having a player like Joel Embiid, man, and then to sign Paul George at the end, you're like, damn, the rich just got richer.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap! Like, so we thought, though. So we thought. You know, you sit there and you're like, holy smokes, like this is not a bad put together team, and that's just talking about those two. We can talk about Maxey, we can talk about everybody else. But man, like you're like, holy smokes, like this is gonna be first, second, or third team, not a almost second to last place team. What are you gonna say, Damien?
Think about the draft talent that Philly has gotten over the last decade of basketball that
they've really
played.
been hitting it.
I mean, Ben Simmons, who was supposed to be this next LeBron guy. You got what's his name, Markelle Fultz, who just his shot just went out of, just disappeared, and then he just became useless for Philly. So they traded him away, and Embiid, you know, Maxey, like there's a lot of talent that's gone through Philly. James Harden went there, and it's just not working. It's like when Embiid came with this trust this process mindset, since then they've only achieved individual accolades like Joel Embiid's MVPs. That's it. They're not.
What does that do for the team, right? Like, what does that exactly do for the team? Like,
right, they're not pushing a conference finals, and they're definitely not touching the finals. So, like, do we still like trust the process, or do we, you know, say, hey, we got Tyrese Maxey. He's young. He's great. We have a lot of older, aging stars that are not stars anymore. Kyle Lowry, Andre Drummond, Paul George. I mean, Paul George had a great game last night, I believe, and I'll get into his stats in a little bit. But, I mean, it's just not working. Do you trade Joel Embiid and put him somewhere else and get a lot back that you could build with?
But is his stock even high enough to get anything crazy? Like,
I think his stock is high.
You think his name alone still?
I do think his name, because he's still MVP. When he plays, he's incredible. But Philly's not incredible when he's playing. So let me run some statistics by you real quick. Philadelphia is the second worst team in the East. They're 5 for 14. The Wizards are the only worse team than them. They're the fourth worst team in the whole entire NBA. Wizards, Pelicans, Jazz are the only teams worse than them. 29th in points per game. 29th in rebounds per game. 30th in assists per game. 13th in opposing points per game. I mean, they're just a mediocre team, statistically.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say, well, yeah, you know, they're in the teens and stuff, but because it's about what 30 teams in the NBA, and yeah, so mediocre at best, and that's rough saying that, because again, we talk about what's on that what's on that roster, what's a part of that roster, and you sit there and you scratch your head, man. Like it's to the point where Lowry calls for a team meeting, and Maxey speaks up in the meeting and challenges / calls out Joel Embiid and says, man, you need to start showing up. You're showing up late to practices. You're showing up late to meetings. Your ego, your head is too big. You can't even walk in the building right now. For what reason? We haven't done anything. Congratulations, man. You've won MVPs. But what have we done as a team, as a whole?
I think he's a fantastic player, but I agree with you. I feel like you you can't be a leader of a team and have that ego that you're good without the team. Like you could do whatever you want, doesn't care. You don't care about being on time. You're supposed to set an example for your entire team from top to bottom. Do you know how many games this season that Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid have played together?
2.
1.
Oh my God!
They played
Yikes.
one game and they lost. They lost to Memphis.
You're muted.
I know.
There you
And Embiid had 35 points that game and they lost.
I think I saw something too. It's like they've only actually played on the court for 6 minutes together. Even in the same game, it was like 6 minutes.
Oh,
That's-
God.
That's so terrible.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt.
I was saying, by the way, speaking of Embiid, Embiid is out tonight versus the Magic.
Yeah, his knee's swollen or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I guess it's swollen left knee.
yeah, but then you got Paul George on the other hand crying on his podcast, talking about that he's getting double teamed.
Podcast P.
What?
Podcast P.
Well, I'm getting podcast. I'm getting double teamed every time I'm on the
I'm
court.
getting podcast.
What do you mean, dude? Like what?
Podcast.
Okay, cool,
Is he
Like-
really?
right?
I want to know if that's true.
My thing is, man, and just like watching them, right? So you go back and you watch the highlights. And I know highlights don't tell the whole story of the game, but you watch the highlights. You can't. There's realistically no way you can watch every single game. And I'm sorry, I'm not tuning in to watch the 76ers game, so I go back and watch the highlights. And man, the sloppy play that they have going on, Joel Embiid just unaware of people around him and getting the ball poked out of his hands. Dude is a giant, and he's letting these small guards come and just steal the ball away from him. Just hold the ball in the air. Do something. It is sloppy play, terrible turnovers, and it just doesn't look good. And between the both of them, Paul George and Joel Embiid, they're making $100 million. $100 million for what?
It's like they're paying for nothing. Embiid's only played 4 games this season, and they haven't won when he's on the court.
I want to go over the team stats, man, and this is crazy. And now to even think about Joel Embiid only playing 4 games, it's such a fluff number. His number, I don't know. So Maxey's leading the team in points with 25.9. Joel Embiid is at 19.8 with a fluffed 4 games. It's easy to have a high average at that point. McCain is at 16.
Wait, hold on. I would like to point out Joel Embiid averaged 30 points per game in his last 3 seasons. Over 30 points per game.
Jesus.
So for him to
He's
have
down at
19
19.
points,
And you've only played 4 games.
I know it's 4 games, but last season he played 39. 39 games.
That's it?
Yes.
Paul George with 14.4 and then Oubre with 12.7. It's not a good look. They don't look that great. Like it's for two guys getting paid $100 million, 19 and 14 points. That's fucking crazy.
That's bad.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So
With Paul George on the floor, he's only played 10 games this season. They're 3-7. With Maxey on the floor, they're 4-9. I mean, they're just not able to win ball games like this. And the stats show the locker room frustrations, Embiid being injured. And I get it, injuries are, something you really can't control. But
right.
He wasn't injured the whole entire time. He was also suspended, which is his fault. I mean, it's frustrating if you're a Phillies fan, and it's frustrating being a basketball fan and seeing somebody who has this much talent and a team that has all these pieces that on paper you're like, this team should be working, and they don't at all.
And that's where the frustration comes in, man. It's like you can't expect much from a rookie. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't expect much from a rookie. And for this kid to be coming out here and playing like the way he is and expecting to be a part of something where a guy's averaging 30 points a game to where he can barely get on the court, I think the conversation needs to be had as if his name's still worth being traded.
I do.
What
I
can
do
they
think
get?
so. I think so. But I think that it's going to be such an intricate deal, and you're going to be looking at you're not going to be looking at big pieces that you think that you're going to be getting. You're going to get some smaller, younger, great players, but you're not going to get like a highly touted superstar for Joel Embiid. It's just not going to happen anymore. Not with his injury prone and his lack of games.
I don't
played.
think they get. I don't think they get like a player. I think he's worth picks though, multiple picks.
But it would feel so rough if you're Philly and you give up Joel Embiid for picks. It's just like,
yeah, but they've done such a good. But reason being, a point you brought up is they've done so well in the draft, finding those
True.
pieces that I would trust my draft guru guy to go back in there and spin his little magical wand and pull out another diamond out there. Because at the end of the day, like, what do? You're going to trade them for what? A bunch of mediocre players?
But you know
That's
what?
not what you need.
It could also be an issue with the organization itself, and this is not me trying to disrespect the organization, but I think about, like, to that point exactly, I think about the players that they've picked up in the draft, and all those players, where are they now?
Yeah.
Markelle Fultz, I don't even know where he's playing right now. I believe
No,
he's on
there's
an
been
NBA team.
Oh man, there's been plenty of busts and
Ben
NBA.
Simmons, I mean,
Yeah.
he was getting clowned for the last few years because he couldn't even shoot a 3-point shot to save his life.
Ooh, 3-pointers. That's a sore spot for you.
Why is that a sore spot for me?
I'll go over it later.
All right, dude. I hate you.
I had a
Yikes.
graphic too, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna share. That's messed up. It's messed
All
up.
right, let's ease up. All right, come on.
Easy. He said easy.
But yeah, I mean, y'all got anything else, man, on those darn 76ers, man? We can move past
Question,
that.
Damien, with all your stats, where are they ranked at defensively?
I don't have their defensive stats actually, but I'm sure that it's not good.
Well, I was-
or at least it's middle tier.
Because I was watching a couple things, obviously doing some research. The only thing I really have extra was somebody said that one of the main reasons why they're looking bad too is because their defense. They have no interior defense. They can't guard the paint to save their lives.
Well, it's hard.
That's why I
when
was just.
your big guy's gone.
Yeah, and
then
your big guy's injured.
They said
He's-
that the only person that has been putting up any kind of defensive statistics that can show that they can help in the paint at all, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Adim Bona. They said that
Who?
he's the only. It's Adim.
I ain't never heard of that dude.
That's they were saying that he's the only reason
Not
why they have
watching a lot
any
of
kind of.
76ers ball.
No,
That's what I'm saying. They were saying that they had this breakdown of like plus and minus, and he's the only one that was in the positives. The
Hey,
only one.
God.
shout out to him. Whatever
And
his
maybe
name-
since you said that you don't even know who he is, maybe he doesn't even fucking play that much.
Number 30.
That's why.
their 30th.
No. The player's number 30.
Oh,
Adim or Adam Bona.
Adim. That's how they
Adim,
pronounced it
okay.
earlier. And then obviously I can't find it, so I don't really want to talk about it. But just in case anybody in the comments have maybe seen the same video I did, that the rumors from ESPN were that they're looking and willing to trade the 2025 draft pick. I did find an article about it a little bit, and they said it's more or less because they can't control it because it was to a trade. So like, if we can't control it, let's get rid of it. Well, either way, you need picks. You're not saving your season. Let's
You
see what
wanna
you
have
can
a
get with
future.
new talent. And especially, the reason why I brought it up, because I wasn't going to bring it up because I couldn't find the good source. But you were saying that they're actually good at getting draft, like they're good at finding good draft picks. So why not utilize what you're good at and maybe get a couple blossoms? You know what I mean? So
I think what they're probably waiting for then at that point is what we kind of all talked about, was that they haven't had a chance for all three of those greats or goods or whatever you want to call them to be on the court at the same time. Can they turn? I mean, we're still talking about an early season. It's still early. Like,
Yeah.
they can turn
about
around and go and win
22
like
games.
right. They can turn around and win 20 games, and all of a sudden we're talking about they're up in the top of the echelon. Um,
Sorry.
right. It's not
But
going to be
yes,
easy by any means, but at the same time, it's who knows? You don't know how Maxey will be able to complement Embiid, and Embiid to be able to complement George, and then George to do this, and all three of those pieces. Because realistically, they would be the team that we've all expected them to be.
Hopefully.
The team that we all expected them to have. And I can understand the frustrations with Paul George on his little podcast and crying about being double teamed or whatever, because if he's only been out there and they haven't played together as a whole cohesive unit, and it's only been one game and it was 6 minutes, that's crazy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Paul George had a really good game last night too. I don't have the stats for that, but I'm pretty sure he did.
Here, I got it. I got it. Hold on. So Sixers beat the Hornets 110-104. PG, let's see. Where is it? 29 points. Went 6 for 9 for 3-pointers, 3 for 3 on free throws, 37 minutes. So led the team in minutes.
It's a great game.
Absolutely. It's kind of the OG PG.
I agree.
Absolutely. So here's one more question. We'll move on. You think if they get rid of Embiid, or they trade away Embiid, is that kind of just throwing in the white towel for kind of a rebuild at that point?
I don't think they're at a point of a rebuild. I think if they bring somebody else in, or they can get somebody there. I mean, I guess you can consider a rebuild, because you'd have a rookie and then essentially the next year, another rookie. So yeah, I guess you could say rebuild. My bad.
Fair point.
No, you can't rebuild. Actually, yeah, you can.
Gotta respect it.
I mean,
he talked himself right out of his own thought. He started talking. He's like, "Well, shit, I sound like an asshole. Let me switch it up."
It's kind of like our game picks. Oh man.
So, we all good for the 70 Sixers?
Oh
yeah.
Gosh.
Sorry.
We're getting a lot of hate mail for that.
I think the next thing we gotta hit up is Orlando Magic.
Oh, shit.
Hey! Lord!
Hey, you over here, Dan?
Another beautiful edit from my boy E, man.
Yes,
Shout out
to
to E, man, for those awesome edits. Shout out to my magicians. Just made it up. Don't know if that's a thing, but I'm making it happen.
The power of the magic magicians.
Shout out to the Magic, man. I'm so happy. I know we took an L the night before, and it happens. I mean, but for that team to be doing what they're doing, man, I am so I stole his thunder, because he was going to try and really do a little zinger there, but it ain't happening.
Wish I had some Knicks gear.
But not for nothing, man. Those guys, man, they're playing such good ball. I know we talk about it every night, and we're going to talk about it again. Not every night. We talk about it every Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. These guys are playing such good ball, man. I'm watching the highlights. I know E's been getting caught up on them, man. Magic are doing so much better than we could have thought. I mean, if we could play it back, the clip of when we were all talking about, hopefully they can just be at 500. These dudes have won 12 of the last 14 games that they've played. 12 of the last 14. And they're dominating every single time they play. And they're playing such good basketball. It's great basketball. It's defensive basketball. It's aggressive basketball. And that's like the way I like it, man. That's the way I love basketball. That's the way I grew up watching basketball. That is the era of basketball that I truly enjoy, man. Truly enjoy.
Yeah, Saul really loves good D. They are 15-8.
I can't with you, bro.
15-8, third in the East. I mean, we're always going to talk about the Magic. They are phenomenal, like you said. Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
The only team I believe that is undefeated at home, they are phenomenal. Like, hats off to the Magic.
I did not know
thought
that.
I'd be talking about them.
You said they're
I
undefeated
believe
at
so.
home?
They are undefeated at home.
You know what that means, though? They're gonna spike the ticket prices. We better get our tickets quick.
True.
We do got to get our tickets quick. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But
Yeah, we'll figure out a date.
We need the Christmas bonuses to go.
Bonus.
They're about to play the Sixers tonight, and then they play the Sixers. Funny enough, again, both away games. I see that as an easy 2-game road win right there. They're doing this without Paolo.
Without Joel, we've talked about it. Like, it's gonna be.
It's not going to be good for.
Hey,
Philly.
I was just trying to find an injury update for Embiid. It said he could potentially be playing Friday.
No, I think they said he's 2 weeks. I believe.
That's what I thought too. But this one site, Hoops Hype, said something about potentially Friday. But I thought I saw it was going to be out for a couple weeks.
Well,
I think this is the second week.
The Philly Inquirer also said he was out for personal reasons as well. So, don't know what that's about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did y'all see? I don't know what the sports show. It's with Shaq, Charles. I don't know what this called.
Inside the NBA.
I guess. I was watching. They were talking about the Magic, and they got arguing because one of them said that this is now Fran's team, or I think that's how you say his first name, right? And then the other one's like, "Are you kidding me? Their superstars just hurt." And it was like, "But the problem is that he's taking over the team while he's gone and dominating." But the other guy was like, "But Paolo comes back, it's going to be his team again." And they went at it for like 5 minutes, back and forth about why.
Well,
so
that's a good problem to have.
I was going to ask what y'all's opinion is on that.
I can see the point of it being Wagner, our boy, because he's stepped up, man. I mean, talk about his shot, his everything is really good, man. But you can't. Okay, they've rated. I'm just to go back to your point, but I want to bring this up. ESPN did a top 25 of under 25-year-old players. The Magic had 3 players on that list. Paolo Banchero at number 3. Franz Wagner at 4. And Jalen Suggs, somebody that I think is severely underrated. I'm glad that he's on a list at number 18. For them to have Paolo still above him, and he's been out since how long ago?
Oh, I forget the date.
A couple weeks at least.
It's like October.
It's been October.
So a couple months now.
Maybe late October, early November.
Almost 20 games now. And for him to still be ranked higher than Franz, it means something, man. And I don't think it's going to be a struggle of power when he comes back and who's going to take over and who's going to do this. But I think people want to do this thing, right? And they create this non-issue and make it an issue. I don't think it's going to be a power struggle between Franz and Paolo. I think they're just going to mesh, man. And now that Franz has found his but now that he's found his play, I think they're just going to be extremely difficult to play. Even in the loss against the Knicks, Franz had 30 points. Mo had 20. So it's not like, everybody else just kind of struggled at that point. Just had people that didn't play as great as they should, and the defense was a little bit more. It wasn't as aggressive as we're used to seeing. So I don't think it's that much of an issue. But I'm gonna say something. I still think it's Paolo's team. As great, and as much as I love Franz, I still think it's Paolo's team. Y'all let us know in the chat, man. Comment in the chat, man. Who do you guys think is owning or running that team, since this is a discussion that was brought up, man? Is it Fran's team or is it Paolo's team? Paolo's been out for a few weeks now. Multiple games. Almost 20, I believe. I say Paolo.
Who was on top of Paulo on that top 25 list?
Pause.
I think you were gonna say something, dude.
Paulo.
Yeah, who's above him? That's interesting. It's probably gonna be like John Morant, right? Is John Morant still? He's
I
under
think
25.
he's. Let me pull it up again.
I think didn't
Can't be
Victor won?
LaMelo. Wemby probably.
I think Wemby's won.
I think if Wemby was one. Let me see. Let me pull up ESPN's top 25. It's right here.
Because the video I was watching about him brought that up, saying that they liked the fact that he was able to get, because he started off kind of rocky this year, and now he's picking up steam, so he actually made it to the number one on the list or something like that.
I'd be interested to know too. Anthony Edwards?
Maybe. I would say probably say Moran.
It is Victor, Anthony Edwards, and Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, he's on the OKC.
OKC, yeah, and that's the top 5.
Hey, yes, I agree with you 100%. I think it's still Paulo. Franz he's a breakout star. He's averaging 23, 5 and 5. He's dealing with that workload while Paulo's out. So, I think this is a good issue if you're the Magic, and I agree with you that I feel like there's going to be people that try to create a narrative. Oh, well, you think that guy's running the show? Well, no, it should be you. Like, no, it's not about that. It's a good problem to have two guys that are so good that you're arguing like, oh, well, who's our leader? Like, no, like they're both your leader. But I still think Paulo's that guy. So,
Right, absolutely. I think like you said, man, it is a good problem to have. And Daniela's point, if you want to pull her comment back up real quick for us, I think it's captain co-captain kind of deal. Like, and
agreed.
I don't think it's. I just hope people I just hope these boys, these men, these young men, don't let the media mess with their head and let this kind of affect them and don't let people put that thought, oh, well, this is my team. No, this is my team. No, we don't need that. We don't need that.
I feel like with the way
we're playing so well together, we don't need that.
I feel like with the way the team chemistry is and the way they're playing and all, and how I don't think that that's going to be an issue. Honestly, I don't foresee it happening.
Right.
I feel like they all care about winning. They don't care about who's going to be the one getting the points. It's about play good defense, win games.
Absolutely.
They've done really well so far. So let's see them keep it up for the rest of the season.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our Orlando Magic segment, man. Always a pleasure to talk about Orlando Magic.
I'm hyped to go. I'm hyped to go to this game.
I really do. We gotta go.
We definitely got to go. I know we've been talking about it. I just got to wait till after the holidays. Coach Saul's going to be broke after traveling up to Wisconsin, which isn't as cold as Florida because it's just snow.
just stop right there.
There's no wind up there.
Right. Not a flag.
Finally got my penalty flag.
Now we're going to go last but certainly not least, the glorious King James. We've got to talk about LeBron and his woes and what we think is going on with him, man, and what the perspective is on a diehard LeBron fan. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I would have loved to have a podcast show and be in the era of Michael Jordan and talk about him and even break down his bad times. I mean, it happens, man. Every great falls. It doesn't. It's
Kobe,
not
same thing.
Yeah, everything. Kobe's last year was a struggle, man, and you just loved him because you love Kobe, and it was a struggle. So,
what's there to hate about him?
I want to. What do we got, man? What do you can take it off? I got a couple of things.
Well,
or is it father time?
The downfall of the king. Did you I think I sent you a clip, just a quick clip showing what LeBron's doing nowadays.
You talking about when he made an exit? That clip?
Where it was a pass.
Did I get that one loaded up? Don't know if I got that
If you
one.
didn't,
I got
that's fine.
him. I got him walking off the court.
Okay, well, don't play that one.
Honestly, yeah, I didn't see that clip. Maybe I missed it. My bad.
It's all good. It was a beautiful bounce pass. It just kind of shows where LeBron is right now. Lakers are 9th in the West, 12-9, 17th in points per game, 27th in rebounds per game, which to me says the Lakers need a center. Don't know how many times I could say that. 12th in assists per game. Oh, don't say that. No.
I'm messing around.
Wait till LeBron retires. So I don't.
Could you imagine them two playing together?
That would actually be pretty good
Holy.
if Joel played. 21st in opponent's
That's
points per
crazy.
game.
If he played.
LeBron's averaging 22 points per game, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Is he peak LeBron? No, but he's still a really good player. Like
So okay,
peak
I need
LeBron to
no. Okay,
prime
but you
Magic Johnson.
Okay, I love that you brought that up.
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Okay,
Here we go.
I needed that to happen. I needed that to happen because we're going to talk about those fluff 22 points. Okay. We're going to talk about those fluff 22 points real quick. Pull up his games. Started off pretty hot, man, but he's had so many bad games. 16, 21, 32, 11, 26, 27, 20, 21, 19, then a 35, 15, 21, 26, 31, 18, 18, 16, 12.
Agreed.
It's hard. It's hard for me to sit there. That the average points, I get it. I understand that is a statistic. But if you look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
4
Still the last
games.
5.
Okay, we'll do the last 5. We'll do the last 5.
I'll
Orlando
start with
Magic, he put 31 up. Then you go to Denver, 18. Phoenix, 18. Spurs 16.
But they won.
Right.
My bad.
On the
Fuck
baseball.
this conversation.
Screw LeBron.
And then OKC 12. Right. So I want to give you guys.
You skipped a couple. So they lost to the Nuggets, 18 points. They lost to the Suns, 18 points. They won over the Spurs, 60 points. He had a triple-double. I think it was like 13 assists. They win over the Jazz, which me and you talked about it after the game.
That's weird. It's not on
that
here.
That doesn't
Jazz.
Impress me. It's the
Oh,
Jazz.
my bad. My bad. I didn't see. I had to scroll up a little bit.
He had
27.
He had 27. And then they got blown out to the Wolves, and he had 10 points, which, God, Jesus.
Yeah.
But I'd like to point something out to you, because I looked into the stats myself, because I'm objective of my guy. I still think he's the GOAT. I will die on that hill, but LeBron had this stint happen to him last season. Let me bring this up. 16 points. This is early in the season. 16 points versus Boston. They lose. 17 points versus Charlotte. They won. 12 points versus Miami. 10 points versus the Suns. And those are losses. This has happened last season. And guess what? They still went and made a playoff run.
Right.
This is not new. This is age. And I wrote something down that I want to read word for word, but I want you to get your thoughts out first, because I really want this to resonate, because this is my objective, real take about LeBron James at his age.
Hold on here. I will play that clip. I was able to find it for you real quick. The one you asked.
And Russell has it. No-look feed. 2 no-look feeds. Traore.
And right there, you see why LeBron is 3rd in the league in assists.
And Russell.
I mean, that's the LeBron you need right now. But you also need an Anthony Davis to continue to do what he's doing, but you have to have a center. You have to take that pressure, and then you have to have your role guys step up. D'Lo's got to step up. D'Lo's not the same player that everybody wants him to be. Gabe Vincent, he made a playoff run with Miami 2 seasons ago, and now he's just a shell of himself. Like, you need these players to step up, and that's not even talking about the injured players. Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, like these players are just there's their pieces of the Lakers that are missing that are just like, okay, it's not Anthony Davis that's out, but these guys are important too. And the Lakers, this is the third and final time I'm going to say this tonight. The Lakers need a center. They cannot beat a Nuggets with Nikola Jokic without a center who could at least keep him to a normal level. Right?
Who would you say is a good candidate?
Joel Embiid.
Dwight Howard.
Joel Embiid. See, at least.
No. Yes, he would. I would actually love if Joel Embiid went to the Lakers.
Can you imagine
if he played?
If he played,
So
that's the
I'm
problem.
sorry, but
Will he play?
yeah.
You said
here's my
Dwight
problem.
Howard.
Here's my problem with LeBron, and I get what you're saying. He had a rough start last year. We're in December right now. October, November, December. He's been struggling. That hasn't been great. Right now, currently in December, he's averaging 18 points. In December, he averaged 22. In November, he averaged 21. And I get it. It's not bad numbers, man. For a 40-year-old man, I get it. Everybody uses it as a crutch. But when he's doing good, they use it as a bonus. Well, he's 40 years old.
That is true.
And I hate that too. But here's something that I want to talk about: threes. In the last 4 games, he's 0-20 the 3-point line. That is the worst he's ever spent. What is the worst stretch in his career of not being able to make threes? He then he's 0-20 from the 3-point line. He makes 2. I'm going to give you guys a few games down, right? So the last 4 games, he's 0-20. They play the Suns, 2 for 7. They play Denver, 1 for 4. Then he has a great game against Orlando, 5 for 9. So you can still yak it, right? Then we go Utah, 1 for 5, 2 for 7, 1 for 4.
This isn't news though.
But it is, because that is the worst stint of his career that he's ever missed threes.
I'm sure, but he's always been he's a great 3-point shooter, and the next night it's like, okay, stop shooting, please.
But you're talking about
he's a guy when he's on
7 games.
When he's off.
But you can't have that right now, especially with what they expect from him.
I understand, but
I'm just being critical. I'm being critical on him because he needs it. And I get it. You said that, he's done this and he's done that. But man, looking at these numbers, man, it's not looking good, dude. Like, you can't. If I'm going to pay this man to be on my team, if I'm going to have him have as much input as he has, and please don't tell me that he doesn't. The man helps control that team. And for him to be playing in his woes like this bad, I don't know, man. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it right now. There's a lot of work that he has to do, man. We get it. He doesn't have a big. We get that they don't have a big, but you can play around that. You can figure out a way. Right now, if we're going to go over scores, it's 23-9. Miami Heat are beating the dog snot out of the Lakers, 23-9.
First quarter?
Yes.
Yeah, first quarter.
Okay.
It's not – there's got to be somewhere. And if the excuse is, he's just kind of playing light to just, so he can last the whole season, then just sit the fuck out, dog. I don't want to see you make 10 points. I didn't pay because I know them Laker tickets ain't cheap because it's the Lakers. I didn't pay the amount of money, and he's smiling at me because I probably took a little bit of his thunder down there. I didn't
No,
pay money to go watch his game and see him score 10 points.
You know, it's funny that you say that because Perkins was talking about that too. He was like, "You don't need to play 82 games." Like he's like, "You don't have anything to prove." And apparently, I guess he's like, because the one guy was like, "Oh, well, he's committed to the team. He wants to show his commitment." Like, you've already, you don't have to. Like, if Father Time is not your friend, you're getting older. You don't have to play the full 82. You've already proved your point. But
He's already going to the Hall of Fame.
at the same time, though, it's like I respect them for wanting to do it. But it's like Coach said, I mean, when you're not feeling it 100%, do you go on the court and make 10? Or do you take your time and sit out for a little bit?
I respect especially how old he is and how much he's playing, and he's still putting up pretty good numbers, man. But for everybody and their mom that sits there and I just hate when everybody the excuse train. Let's leave the excuses alone. Let's talk about basketball. Let's talk about what's going on, what's happening now. So that's just my take.
This is my take on LeBron James right now, right here. And before I say this, I want to just prelude. I did like that you brought up the fact that the age thing is used as a benefit when he's doing good, and as an excuse as when he's doing bad. And I hear you on that, and I agree with you on that. But I didn't exactly include that side of it in what I have to say. So I'm agreeing with you.
Not the triple clear throat.
There's no secret that LeBron is aging. He's turning 40 later this month. His game is evolving into a more relaxed and less athletic play style. He's becoming a pure facilitator where he doesn't feel the need to score 25 points a game. And to be honest, he shouldn't have to. I still can't believe in year 22 the world is still holding LeBron James to the high standard. And to be honest, it only speaks to how great of a player he is. Wherever you all have LeBron ranked in your top 5s or 10s, make no mistake, he's still one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. His longevity in the sport is unmatched, and there will never be another LeBron James.
I don't know if I can say never be another
Lakers
LeBron James.
2025 champs. No, just kidding.
You heard it right here on No Rules, Just Sports.
You get it tattooed on your forehead.
I would never. Oh my God.
Get on your neck. Get on your neck, like right here.
Not for nothing. I wouldn't say that it would. I agree, man. We also hold him to a high standard, and that's comes with the territory of being great and all that stuff. But sorry,
You getting choked up?
got something in my mouth. No.
Probably all that D.
Oh,
Defense.
no. It's these nuts.
In regards to him, I'm not gonna say that he's gonna be the only player that's ever to ever do it, because
You never know.
just like the way with everything's happening, man, like players are able to play a lot longer, and that's just the glory of modern technology. Modern technology allows us to be able to do things a lot longer, the cryo freezing, all that stuff. So I wouldn't say he's the only player to be able to ever do it, but I do respect that, and I do respect him. At the end of the day, this is just conversation. We want to just kind of put everything up. We just want to talk about it all, and that I agree, man. He's a great player, but I don't think he'll be the only one to do it. I think you're gonna start seeing that a lot more. At least players being able to play a lot longer to his level. There's always like that one generational guy. We're just looking for that next person now.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be the only player to ever have a dominant reign for this long, but because especially like you said, medicine is just better nowadays. And taking care of your body is such a forefront of being an athlete. But I just don't ever see there being a player of that stature and that build with that mindset to ever approach the game. There's no one that has a basketball IQ along with that athletic prowess that he does. I just don't see that.
Oh my God, look who it is.
You're
Oh, we were just talking about you.
Rick, what's up, baby? How you doing, man?
you're glazing your glorious cake, my friend. Because
By
I
the
mean,
way,
at the end of the day,
Ronnie.
what's up, Riggs, man? What's up, brother? Long time no see, man. Happy to have you here. About to jump out. We're about to be almost done with basketball here, going into the next segment. I just want to give this last point. By the way, I guarantee you multiple people said the same thing about Michael Jordan. Guarantee you multiple people said the same thing about Kobe. You just get guys that come in and they just do different. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy smokes, man. This guy's changing the game. And I hope we have another guy like LeBron. Why? Because it helps the NBA. I don't want the NBA to go away. I love the
helps
NBA.
to have a face. You want that face.
Yeah, that face, that dominant face, that person that is changing the game.
I want it to
You want
be
that
Paolo.
person. And it just sucks. We've been robbed of it all year. You know what I'm saying? It just sucks because you're just sitting here and you're like, God damn it, just fix your oblique, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, Paulo.
No, I did see that he's finally in like the recovery portion of where he's like starting to do a little bit of movement. Like he's getting to where he can get back onto the court.
I think the Magic should trade him though.
Yeah,
The
okay.
Knicks.
Thank you, Riggs. I appreciate it, brother.
Now, as far as the LeBron stuff goes, do you guys think that him having such an impact as he did in the Olympic Games, do you think that's carrying over because his body's worn down already from having that much play, extra play?
No, because I just think that the Lakers, like when he scores high, the Lakers are winning, but the Lakers are still they're just not beating great teams. So the whole unit has to come together and help him push into that role of facilitator because he wants to go out there and he wants to throw these passes and get his guys open and get Dalton Connect and Austin Reeves wide open threes and D'Lo open threes. And it's just some of those guys are just not making it.
Now,
it's tough.
Now, with you saying that, I also saw people criticizing the fact that they think that the Lakers are using him too much as a facilitator, and that's called because they're pushing the game through him more and not essentially almost using him like a point guard. That's actually when they play him like that, like they have the last couple of games. That's the reason why his points are down, and that's the reason why they're struggling. Now, what do you think about that?
That's also fair because, like I said, when he scores in higher abundances, they're winning games. We talk about the Utah game. Well, that's the only game out of this last 4 or 5 games that he scored 27 points and they won. Now, admittedly, it's against a terrible team, the Utah Jazz, but I mean, statistically looking at it, when LeBron scores high, the Lakers win. When he doesn't, the Lakers lose. And that's just like at face value. Anthony Davis is playing like consistently scoring a lot of points, and it's not winning them games. So I don't know what the difference maker is in that, but you're not going to get LeBron to do this too much longer. Like he's not going to go out there and like I said, he's not going to score 25 plus a game. He just does that. He shouldn't have to have 40 fucking years old.
Yeah.
Like,
no, because you can't say you shouldn't have to, because that's your job. Your job is to be the baller. Your job, not to be the baller, but your job is to be that guy. Like, I mean, if you're playing in the game, man, and I expect everybody on my damn team to be scoring 20, 30, 40 points on the damn team, man, because you paid you tons of dollars to do it. I get what you guys are saying. His game's starting to, and he's still doing a great job. I mean,
he is.
We're just nitpicking here, and I mean, and they're on a skid right now. They're not doing too hot. They're not playing too hot tonight. When we looked at the numbers, they kind of had a little comeback here. Hold on, let me pull this up. 24-31 right now against the Heat, going about to start of the second quarter. But like you, it is what it is. Like right now, Orlando Magic kicking butt, man. Of course, but it's Philly. I mean, I expect you to beat
Right.
Philly. Like, it's 32-22. Like, I'm expecting you to beat Philly. I would hope the the Lakers to beat the Heat, man. Yeah, that should be a game they win. In my honest opinion, that should be a game. I get it. They're 12-9, but the Heat are not that good of a team. They don't have that great. Like, they're the Heat are 9-10. So you should be beating them. And to say that we're sitting here talking about that they're struggling right now, that's tough.
Hey, LeBron's got 10 right now, and they're going into the second quarter. So,
There you go.
I mean,
LeBron.
LeBron. Oh, I love you, Rick.
LeBron. So, but that, I mean, I think that's, I mean, we good. We done talking about the stinky Lakers.
I mean, do we want to talk about the fact that LeBron did?
I swear LeBron James is the only one that can get away with this. 17 seconds left. I get it. The game is over. But your whole entire team is running down the court, playing defense, and he's still not even down here. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds left, 5 seconds left in the game. Okay, there he is. 2 seconds left.
Okay, there he is. He walks and chills, and then it's like, oh shit, they're still playing. Let me run down here. The fuck?
all I see is a guy who knows ball, man.
Oh yeah, look, there you go. God dang.
No,
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Hold on.
Hey, Damien,
If he found a clip
your
of
bias
Michael
is
Jordan
showing,
doing
bro.
that, he would have sent it to me and be like, see, your guy did it too.
I did send you a good Michael Jordan clip. Though.
Yeah, your bias is showing, my guy.
No, I agree. He shouldn't do that. He shouldn't.
Yeah.
I've actually seen him do it a couple of times, and it's like,
Like, dude, your whole team is out, and they were playing
Let me
too.
get
They
some
were
water
still
real quick.
going at it.
I'll bring it back. I'm gonna get some water while this game
wow, AI is getting out of hand. I don't think that happened.
Blaming AI is crazy.
Oh,
I see
Lord.
people on TikTok blame AI all the time. Like LeBron, like
Yeah.
say he like gets crossed
I
over,
saw
or
that,
somebody dunks on him. Wow, AI is getting crazy.
Yeah.
That never happened.
Yeah. So
But no, I don't agree with that behavior from any player, especially somebody like LeBron. You should never be walking off the court or turning your back on it because like the
Ever.
game's over.
yeah, there's no excuse for it.
At least run down with the play. You know the game's over. Just run down with the play.
I mean, because his team was still balling. Like, they were still playing D. Like, if you watch the clip, they were still going at it. Like, they were trying to stop. I'm good.
I'm too old for this shit.
Fuck this shit, I'm up.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps up the NBA talk, man. Big shout out to Damien, man. Another great segment, man. We appreciate you. We
Absolutely.
appreciate your time,
And I just
brother.
can I just make one quick point?
Go ahead.
Congratulations, Coach Saul. So proud of you,
Appreciate
buddy.
it.
So
Appreciate it,
proud
man.
of you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Coach
man. A
Saul,
lot of hard work.
head coach.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Yes, sir, coach.
Might as well
Look,
go ahead. We were gonna wait till the NFL segment, but let's go ahead. Look, you run.
Let the
you
good people
run the
know, Coach.
announcement. You run the announcement.
Man,
I
I
have
just
to run-
want to I just wanted to give a shout out, man, to everybody that, I had nothing. I put in for a head coaching position at the local high school, man, and it was a tough fight, and then it really humbled me, man. Once I got the position, man, I felt it was almost surreal, man, and had my wife there, had my boy Damien there. We were all there. We were kind of, and to get that, and it felt really good, man. The team's not in great shape. I got a lot of work to do, got a lot of fundraising to do, got a lot of things to do, get kids around the school, get people around the program, get coaches that care about these children, man. Because at the end of the day, man, they're just young. They're young adults, most of them children, and try and build something like a stable structure, stable foundation for them to kind of go and do what they got to do, man. I love the game of football. I love what it could potentially do for some of these kids in or off the field, man. In or off the field. I mean, it's not only going to just be about football. I'm going to try and give these kids an opportunity to grow and to be better just humans in general, and give them etiquette classes and teach them how to build resumes and teach them how to do a whole bunch of things, and just put good people around them. So in case football isn't your answer, I don't leave you to the wolves. I've given you tools to be successful in life. And I think that's where school falls short. I mean, we can get into a political game about all that stuff. I think that's where school falls short, man. These kids graduate high school, and it's like, yeah, I know how to solve X, but can I build a resume? Can I
file my taxes?
It's
can I file
the
my
real life
taxes?
shit.
Yeah,
The
and
real
then
life
can I? What do I do with $20 and I need to eat for a week? You know, like these are things that I'm gonna help bring to the table
Gamble.
for these boys outside of football. I mean, football, of course, is football, man, and we're gonna coach it. And I'm gonna have great coaches, and I can sit here and talk about football all day and X's and O's and routes and different blocking schemes and different defensive. I can talk about anything we want. But at the end of the day, man, there's always a life outside of football, and I want to get this. I appreciate it, Riggs. Thank you, man. I want to make sure that these kids get that across their message. We will handle football, but also be ready for outside of football. So I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you.
Oh yeah, our very young coach saw everybody. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Atta boy. Beautiful.
There he is.
Yeah, that ugly mug. Man, that was when I didn't rock a mustache. I look weird.
I was gonna say, dude.
Yeah, I like the mustache better.
I agree.
I like the mustache.
Keep the mustache,
Hey, shout out, coach.
That's the face.
guys. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, you don't even coach though, you know.
Right. Yeah. I don't even know
Oh,
that.
he
No.
just doesn't.
Coach who doesn't coach.
Yeah.
Can't say that no more.
Damon, we
Um,
appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you guys for having me. Per usual,
Absolutely, man.
love doing it. So
Always,
Enjoy.
man.
You the man.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna bump over to NHL now.
Ooh, actually, while we're in the mood, talking about Damien was mentioning some behavior. I want to bounce some college football first, if you don't mind.
College football. All right. Yeah, let's get it.
You do that.
Hate
Oh
week.
my, hate week.
Hate week.
That's an understatement. That is such an understatement. But I mean, talk about there were some crazy ass games that happened this week.
Crazy football. Oh my
Crazy
God.
football.
Loved every moment of it. Didn't care who won and who lost at this point. Just Riggs.
You know what? Let's get right
Yes,
to
sir.
it. Let's get
Yeah, let's
right
go
to
right
it,
into
Rick.
that. We need to get right into that.
Rick,
man.
what
And let me tell you something. Not
happened?
for nothing. I got a coworker. I'll let you take it away, Matt. I got a coworker, man. He is a huge Ohio State fan. Huge Ohio State fan. He said, he looked at me, he goes, "Don't even talk to me about it." And I said, "Hey, you got it, brother. You got it."
Oh. All right. Number 2, Ohio State falls to Michigan 13-10. I mean, talk about a low scoring game. Talk about just, asses in the grass. Talk about it was just a great game to watch overall. Forget the score. But the really huge thing was the 20-minute fight that happened after the clock hit 0 at the end of the game. I mean, talk about a historic rivalry. I mean, this is it. This is really all that describes it right here. We'll roll the clip. I mean, this is all right. Dave needs to fucking go. He can't beat this team 1-4 against them. He only wins when with Urban's guys. I mean, but Ryan Day has done such amazing things though. Besides not being able to beat Michigan, I mean that's his only flaw that I see in him. Other than that, he's great. He's a great coach overall. But going back to that scuffle, that huge fight. I mean, guys were getting pepper sprayed. Guys were just beating the snot out of each other. Rick says, I hate the whole flag painting shit, but on the flip side, if you don't want them to plant it on, then beat their asses in the game.
That's the funny thing. I have a clip asking that same question. That's what that clip's about that I said I had. That's funny. That same question, that last question, where was that fight during the game?
Right, exactly. It's crazy it had to come after the clock hit 0. Guys, my question to you is, a historic rivalry like that, is a fight like that necessary, or does that kind of just ruin the game?
I'm gonna tell you this: there's a lot of emotions that run through you when you're in a football game. Sometimes you just can't control that shit. Now, should it get that out of hand to where they had to fucking use pepper spray? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's where it gets like, that's where you're like, all right, you gotta chill out.
Show that comment. Show that comment right there, bro.
Which one?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking about Sean's?
Tired of this soft shit, bro. Plant that flag, bro. This is a damn rivalry, man. All these people all upset. Why they planted their flag on me? Let me tell you something, because I live in Florida. And I got a lot of FSU fans. I got a lot of Gator friends. Oh, they shouldn't have planted the flag. What happened when you guys cut the grass at the Gator game? You guys weren't crying then, but because the Gators planted their flag in the middle of your logo, now it's a problem? But last year, you guys were literally cutting their grass up. Plant that flag, bro. It's rivalry week, man. It's hate week. This is what I want to see, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Yeah, hell yeah. It's rivalry week, man. I don't expect nothing less, man. We've lost. Like, you got to understand, man. I love the fact, like, when the Bears played Green Bay, it was nasty. It was gritty. When the Ravens played the Steelers, it was nasty. It was gritty. You don't got that anymore. You don't have that fire anymore. You don't, when you talk about rivalries, you don't even talk about it in basketball anymore. When the Bulls played the Pistons, that was something to watch. You don't got that no more. I love this stuff, dude. This stuff makes it so much better. It's entertaining. Do they need to fight? No. But if it happens, man, who cares, man? At the end of the day, they got helmets on and stuff. They going home. They chilling. Mm-hmm. I love it, dude. Man, hate week is such a blessing for college basketball, football. It's so great. I love it. It's awesome. Sorry, I don't know if that took away from your question, but
no, it's a great take. Go ahead.
I've never been in like a fight like that after a game, but I've been in a game like during the game, some crazy shit like eye poking, gouging, fucking stepping on each other with cleats, kicking, punching each other in the bottom of the like. That shit happens in rivalry games regardless. But to be that blatant after the fact, it sucks because they like Rick said, it's probably going to make changes because they couldn't contain themselves to the point where they had to bring out pepper spray. Like, that's unfortunate about it. But at the same time, when I'm telling you, like, there's sport rivalries and then there's football sport rivalries. It's just like the emotions that come with football just make you do things different.
You got to understand that Bulls and Pistons rivalry was nasty.
Yeah,
they beat I'm talking about not at each other on that court.
Like, but a good football, like, it's just, I don't know. With me, I played a lot of sports, and there was no sport that had as much emotions and shit tied into it than what football did. Football is just different. You bleed. You're out there putting your everything on, like, everything in practice in the games. Like, it just feels different. Like, the end of football, that sadness and that, like, that shit you felt that, like, you're seeing your last game, that I never felt that with any other sport. It's something about football, man. Football is just, it's just different.
It's just that, like, the mental part of it too. I just realized a huge part to do with it.
It's crazy, man. Like,
I think like Michigan. I think he really is a big fan of Michigan.
Yeah, we should get Riggs a Michigan fan.
Hey Rig, are you embroidering any Michigan stuff, by the way?
Yeah, what if somebody was asking you for an order for Michigan stuff? Are you doing it or what?
How mad would he be if I sent him a shirt in the mail?
I think he'd use that shit as toilet paper.
Nah, man. Another game I want to highlight, man, going outside of that Michigan game is the Miami-Syracuse game. Holy smokes.
Holy cow! Talk about another huge. And
Come on,
that,
Miami.
that just ruined Miami's season right there.
Yep. Out at number 12
Done.
now. At number 12 now, and that's
And
unfortunate, man.
You give Clemson, who also lost on, we'll get to that in a second, but you give Clemson, who has not had a good season, a chance to win the ACC.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Looking at the score, Syracuse holds on to hold off Miami 42-38.
Yep.
Heisman candidate Cam Ward went 25 for 36, 349 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not terrible. But Syracuse just some about the Carrier Dome. A lot of people were saying that something just about playing in the Carrier Dome is different.
Absolutely,
And
man.
yeah, and it really cost Miami their season right there. Miami was on fraud watch all season.
I wouldn't say fraud watch all season, man. It was easy to put them there because you just wanted them to fail. Because Miami's like, it's weird as a Florida person. For whatever reason, why Miami is such I'm gonna say hated team.
Hey, that's
I would
Look at Rick.
I appreciate
I
that.
respect
That's big of you, Rick.
respect to Rig. Wow.
Yeah, what he would really do is engrave it, and then once he gets it, he'd have a video of him smashing and say "fuck."
But
There you go.
it's very weird because like Miami is like one of those teams like in Florida, man. If you were to ask, like it's one of those teams like I don't really care for them or I really just don't like them. Nobody's really like a Miami fan other than Miami fans.
Well, and
It's
the
weird.
thing is, it's weird too because they don't even sell out their games at Hard Rock Stadium. You look at it, the stadium's half full. For a number 6 team, or formerly a number 6 team, you'd figure that place would be selling out.
Yeah.
But-
I think another great game that happened, man, was Georgia Tech. 8
Amazing.
overtimes.
8 overtimes. That was a great game. I stayed up and watched the whole thing. That was just grittiness at its finest. They beat a bad Virginia Tech team, lost to Georgia Tech, and too many close. Yeah. Like, I guess Duke was another close one they lost as well.
Yeah.
With Miami. But yeah, Georgia Tech. Georgia barely hangs on to save their season right there.
I was excited for Georgia to win that game, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie to you, man. Like I almost kind of pulled for that underdog at Georgia Tech, man, and see if they could pull it off and win because it got to the point, and it just got to the point where they just ran out of gas.
Yeah, and they are Georgia Tech. They like to play spoiler. They really
beat
do.
they beat a lot of ranked teams this year. They beat a lot of ranked teams and sent a lot of people home that you were like, damn, okay.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So Georgia pulls it off. I believe that was their 31st straight home win. If I'm not mistaken, it's 30th or 31st.
I think they were tied for second for longest streak, or I don't remember
Something
the
like that.
statistics, so don't quote me on this. But
Yeah,
they're up there with a high streak of home games won.
By the way, disclaimer for anyone who's watching: this is not a factual show. We are all unbiased. We're here to give our own opinions, our own personal opinions, and it's unbiased, unsolicited. So don't come at us. If you'd like factual shows, you can go to SportsCenter or anything on ESPN. We're just here. There are 4 guys that just like to talk sports.
Which game you talking about, Riggs? You talking about the Georgia Tech game? That was a good game. It was a good game. But let us know which one you're talking about.
Absolutely. So, another good games. A couple other good games. We had the Texas and Texas Tech game. That was low scoring, but right there, that's some true Texas football right there.
It was great football, yeah. Great
Yep,
football to be watched. Yeah.
Number 3 Texas holds off Texas A&M 17-7. For a while I really thought that Texas was gonna be on upset alert.
Yeah.
Georgia bailed out by the refs. Wow, that's a pretty hot. That's a pretty good hot take.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That last drive before you jumped into the 37 overtimes that happened, that
Mhm.
last drive, there was some very questionable. Even my boy, one of my boys, one of my coaches I'm bringing on board, even him sitting here, he even looked at me and goes, he couldn't even defend it. Like some of them plays, The PI in the end zone. Come on, man. That was tit for tat, my boy. You've been letting that slide all game, and now you're gonna call it at the very last second.
That's the thing. When players realize that refs are letting them play a little bit more aggressive, they're going to continue to play that way the whole game. You can't just change up your you can't just change all of a sudden. I mean, even as a coach, coaches pick that shit up. They're like, hey man, they're letting y'all play.
My God. And then he's talking about that hold on that play where he literally
I remember now.
fucking shoulder pad down. I know exactly what play you're talking about. There was a lot of questionable ass calls, man. Yeah. And that wasn't a PI. There wasn't a PI, and it wasn't. Sorry, somebody's at the door. Hold on.
You're good. But yeah, no, I remember it now. So, let's see. There's a couple other games. Refs suck ass in college and NFL this year. Yeah, I mean we've been starting to see that trend here come for the last couple of seasons. So no really big shocker there. I think they're kind of they're getting paid way too much. I think they've been laid back a little bit.
Yeah.
So there was another huge fight broke out in the.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, no, the Kansas State-Iowa State game, that was another close one. It was a good fight as well.
Yeah, for sure. Talking about actual fights, though, NC State UNC, that's another game that a big fight broke out. I've meant to send you a video. But again, that's just hate week at its finest right there.
Love it.
Absolutely.
We missed the
we'll get
Rakes,
to that.
Kansas City.
Oh Lord.
I mean that kind of just hey man, it kind of just rounds out, man, hate week. Hate week was great, man. And I think we just want to go over real quick the top 11 teams that have made it have graced us into the playoffs, man. Matty Ice, if you want to take that over, man, run them down real quick.
Absolutely.
Use restroom as he does it.
Yeah, for sure. So updated college football rankings. We got Oregon staying at number 1. They're the last remaining undefeated team in the country. So rightfully so, they'll be number 1. Texas bumps up to number 2. Penn State goes up to number 3. Notre Dame is at number 4. So they're the independent team. So good for them. Georgia moves 2 spots up to number 5. Ohio State drops all the way to number 6. Sorry, Rig. But I think your team should be fine, though. Tennessee goes to number 7. SMU, leading the ACC, is at number 8. We got the Hoosiers from Indiana at number 9. Boise State leading the Mountain West at number 10. And everyone's favorite, Alabama, at number 11. And it looks like
Alabama made it.
It's
going to make it, bro.
There was a lot of scrutiny.
Alabama was going to make it. Yeah, I did not expect that shit at all.
No one did ever, especially that they lost after they lost that third game. I mean, everyone was just like, all right, see you later, Alabama. But I think Miami did them a big favor right there.
Or is it, little favoritism?
Yeah, that's right. Let us know. Hey, let us know. Yeah, let us know in the chat. What do you think of those top 11 rankings? Do you think Alabama deserved to get in? Is there any other teams you would have liked to see in the top 11 rankings? So let us know. Obviously, this week we got championship week coming up. We got a decent amount of we got all of the big championship games. One I'm looking forward to is Georgia Texas on Saturday afternoon. Number 5 Georgia and number 2 Texas battling out for the SEC championship. And also number 3 Penn State taking on Oregon, number 1, for the Big Ten title. That's another great game right there. I really thought we were going to see a Oregon Ohio State rematch from early in the season.
Honestly, it's just a shame that Maryland almost got in there. It's just crazy.
Get out of here. Get out of here. That's almost saying like
they just barely missed it, bro. They just barely missed it.
That's crazy.
It's always next year.
Good Lord. There's always next year.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Just while we're on college. Did you see where one of the reporters tried to get Dion to compare himself to Travis?
I did. I'm just like, why? I swear, the shit that they asked Deion Sanders is just mind
They
blowing.
literally tried to get him to start talking about himself compared to one of his players. And, I respected his answer so much to where the point where he was like, I'm not going to let you do this. He is his own. Like, I have the clip. So, I'll run it. So,
Yeah, run it real quick.
But I respected Deion for not feeding into it and letting Travis have his moment. Let him be great.
Right.
I did respect this. I respected this response a lot.
Is Travis more talented as an athlete than you were?
It's not me against Travis. I had my turn, man. I'm not a doorknob anymore. You can't just turn me on and off for like a light switch anymore. I don't do that. Travis is everything. It's his turn now. I want him to have all the accolades, all the praise, all the love, all the attention, all the focus that he desires. I've had my turn. I'm that old boxing coach in the corner. It says left, right. Hit him right here. All right, come on up to the corner. Let me tell you this. That's who I am right now. I've had my turn. It's not me against him.
Do you see some of your?
I see similarities in certain areas, especially away from the game. Especially his demeanor away from the game. I absolutely love it, and I love who he is in the game. We don't smoke, we don't drink, we're not profane. Travis is a really, really, really good young man.
I just respected the fact that he did not feed into that and let hit It's his time. It's not my time. Stop talking about me. Let him have his moment. I love that response.
Love Coach Prime. I get it. He's an easy coach for people to hate because you think it's a facade, you think it's a show. I've got friends, I've got players that I coach. This kid named Maury Ward, he was under him. He said he's a genuine dude, man. And there's a lot of hate on Deion. Yeah, man. Makes no sense. He's a great guy. People want to hate on him. Oh, well, yeah, but they're not in the playoffs. He took a garbage Colorado team. Garbage. They could barely fill half the house to make them who they are right now.
It only took 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, dude, I wish to emulate like who I am as a coach and take a lot of the things that he's done in his career and how he treats these boys, man, and the things that he expects. And that's like the same thing that I want to do with my game as a coach and teach them like, hey, it's not about me, it's about y'all, and just let me be your shepherd essentially and guide you to the promised land. Just trust me, and I'm going to do my best to get you to where you need to be. So it's really cool, man. God, I can't hate that guy. I can't hate that guy. I never will hate that guy.
When I saw it, I was like, I want to show this because I just respected the fact that
That's a great clip.
Into that shit.
It's a great clip. I also apologize, Danielle. I didn't mean to talk shit about the Knights. We had a rough season, but good news is Gus Malzahn is gone from the UCF Knights organization. He is moving on to Florida State, become their offensive coordinator. So we'll see how that goes.
So I don't know if you guys talked about it. I apologize. I haven't eaten all day today and need to put some fuel in my body. Alabama, Miami. 10-2, 9-3.
Absolutely. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and I want to hop in this as well. We talked about it a little bit, but I'll hop in as well.
Who deserves to be in the playoffs more? Does Boise State deserve to be in there with the soft schedule they played? I love what they've done. All respect, Gentry, but that's a soft schedule. Sean, Miami greater than Bama.
My thing is this, and that's literally what we talked about right before you got back with the Deion stuff. I was surprised when I saw that Bama made it in because they have not been they haven't been them. I wouldn't say not a good team, but they haven't been them. Honestly, I would say Miami. Honestly.
Thank you, Sean. So you think Boise State deserves to be in there? I mean, listen, and again, It is
Sean says
nothing.
Boise 1000% deserves it.
Yeah. And it's nothing against Boise State. I love it, man. I love the blue field. I love the fact that they're doing something this year. It's always been a cool team. You know, Boise State kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys remember the show Blue Mountain State.
Yeah.
Remember that show for whatever reason? They correlate for me. But
This shit's funny.
I'm just more worried as far as them being able to legitimately compete in this powerhouse that we have right now. They did really well against Oregon. So we'll see. What's your take, Matt? What's your take on the Miami, Bama? Who deserves it? Who doesn't?
Bama doesn't deserve to be in. Simple as that. I know Miami took a hard loss to Syracuse this weekend, but Bama still doesn't deserve it. Straight up.
I honestly did not expect him to be in it. When you read that off, I hadn't seen the list yet. I was like, what?
Yeah.
How in the hell?
And Rig was right. Alabama got that absolute dog shit beat out of them by Oklahoma. An Oklahoma team who's not even ranked. So says a lot right there. But yeah. As a coach, which championship game are you looking forward to this weekend?
I'm a big fan of the Indiana Hoosiers.
That's crazy.
I'm just kidding.
We deserve to be in this room. You know, we earned our right to be in this room.
Yeah, okay, Maryland Terp.
Hey, no, you missed that. You missed that too. Like, I mean, we barely missed the Big Ten.
Where the games
okay.
at? Hold on. Who's give me some of them. I don't have it pulled up, and I don't.
Yeah, I got you. So let's see. Shit, hold on. Let's see. So, let's see. Saturday, Big 12 championship in Dallas. We got Iowa State and Arizona State. Have a unique Big 12.
Iowa State versus Arizona. Arizona's got that.
Okay, Arizona State.
You know, I know Arizona State. I think Arizona's been playing such good ball. You know,
For sure.
and nothing against Iowa, but I think Arizona's just kind of on like that, on that other level. I believe they beat. Well, God dang it, man! Brain fart here, boys. Sorry.
Very good.
College football. They just played this weekend, and Arizona State did really well, I believe. Yeah, 49-7. I get it, and it was Arizona who they played, but yeah, exactly. Riggs is saying it, man. Arizona has looked so well. They've looked so good this year, and I really enjoy it. Iowa State struggled against Kansas. They barely outnotched them, so my hat kind of tips towards more Arizona State.
Yeah, they've played really good ball here recently. My favorite game of the weekend is going to be Georgia and Texas in the SEC championship. That's a really good matchup.
Round two.
That's right. I think Georgia goes 2-0. That's my take right there. I think Georgia goes 2-0.
Georgia beat the dog snot out of them.
Well,
They beat them by 15.
it's more or less a home game for them. I mean, Texas fans are going to travel, but you know, Georgia Bulldog fans will fill up Mercedes-Benz Arena or Dome. Same difference.
Sean's got Texas winning.
Okay. Later that evening, you got Big Ten championship. You got Penn State.
I'm gonna go. Hold on. I'm gonna go Texas there.
You know, Texas.
I'm gonna go Texas, even though they're ranked lower than Georgia. I'm gonna go Texas with the upset because Georgia, like you said, it's a home game. That's hard, and you're playing Georgia, and I think it's gonna be redemption game, right?
So you're taking those horns.
Yeah,
horns
I'm
down.
gonna go horns up.
Horns down.
Right, but they're playing
E?
Georgia, and Georgia's number 5. They play Georgia in the SEC championship. Sorry, my son's asking me right now.
There you go. E, what you got? Who you got?
I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go with Georgia. Go to my Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. Rick's calling a 17-point win for the Ducks, being Penn State. So you got number 3 Penn State visiting number 1 Oregon. I really was looking forward to another Ohio State and Oregon rematch, but hey, we'll see what happens here. I'm Penn State. I don't think is any match for how well Oregon's playing right now. So I think Oregon has this pretty good.
Oregon's playing really good football, and
you know what? I just feel like when you're playing,
I'm not going to say they've been the most consistent.
You're setting yourself up for that letdown, man. That's the only thing that sucks about that shit. Sometimes that gets to your head, and it's like a perfect
Rick, it's okay.
letdown.
Next year.
Who's going to let down? Oregon?
Oregon. No, I'm saying like sometimes when you're on that hot streak and you just got that confidence, sometimes it sets like that perfect recipe for a team to come in there like I want to prove something, and then you get that Ducks letdown.
I understand where you're coming from, E, but if you go back and you look at their games, man, it's not like everything's been a beating. They've had some close ones, right? They've had some tight tight fights, to say the least. And so I think that team is still hungry enough because they've had close ones like the Wisconsin game, 16-13. Right? That's almost like a loss. Especially if you're a team like who you say you are, right? The Oregon Ohio State game, win by 1 point. The Boise State or Oregon game, another close one. I agree, but they're just not. Yeah, they're just not that team this year, man. I think
the only game that I watched was them going against the Terps, and obviously there was separation at the end. But for a little while, Maryland didn't look bad going against them. Now, obviously, as the game progressed, Maryland started showing our colors. But you know what I mean? It's just like that's the only game I have to go by as far as that goes.
I got Oregon.
Who are they going against?
Penn State.
Maryland.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I got Oregon on that one, though. I honestly, I do. I do like what I heard from Penn State. I watched the thing about the Penn State coach was talking and stuff like about his philosophies and what I like some of the things that I heard, but I just think the Ducks take that one easy.
All right, and then also 8 o'clock, we got the ACC Championship on Saturday. Number 17 Clemson visits number 8 SMU. That's the game's in Charlotte. It's 8 o'clock at night. Not the ACC matchup that everyone was predicting.
ACC is, should I say it?
Go ahead. Any thoughts on this game?
I'll roll with Clemson just because when I was a kid, I used to love their logo.
I was gonna say same thing.
I used to love them as a team when I was young, like just like figuring out who was going to be my team, and like I liked them. And obviously at the time when I really started getting into football, that's when we were stationed at Camp Lejeune.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when my dad was enlisted in the Marines, so I was watching a lot of Tar Heels. So I liked them a lot when I was younger. But Clemson was a team that always stood out to me. Of course, they were always being played on TV and shit, so it was easy being around there. But I haven't watched them play this year. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. So it's all pure nostalgia. You know what I mean? Like, let's go Clemson. You know what I mean?
All from the heart, right? All from the heart.
I have no idea. You know, I haven't watched either of the teams, so this is all.
I like Riggs' take, but I'm gonna do one better. I got SMU by 3.
Okay. You know what? I think Miami losing really gave Clemson a opportunity to served on a silver platter. So I'm gonna go Clemson. I think Clemson goes for the upset. SMU, yeah, they're a good team. I wouldn't say they've had a rocky schedule. I don't want to say they've gotten lucky either. I haven't watched many SMU games, but scratch my head as how they're 11-1. I want to pull up their schedule real quick. SMU. So started the season with Nevada. Okay, they only won by 5 points. Beat the snot out of Houston Christian 59-7. Lost to BYU 18-15. Okay, so that's their only loss of the season. Beat TCU 66-42. Beat Florida State. Obviously, everyone beats Florida State 42-16.
Hey, be nice. Go Knowles. I mean,
let's see. They beat Louisville in Louisville. Louisville was ranked number 22 at the time. Then they beat Stanford. Stanford's ass. Barely squeaked by Duke in overtime. Let's see. Beat Pitt. Only won by 10 against Boston College. Beat the living snot out of UVA, and they beat Cal pretty good last week. So you could say you could say what you want about that schedule, but I'm still taking Clemson. I think Clemson, like I said, Clemson was served that opportunity by Miami on a silver platter, so it's a perfect opportunity for FSU.
FSU loses on a bye week, bro.
Yeah. All those memes about losing on a bye week, that's truly FSU. So I'll roll with Clemson. And that, gentleman, I believe is going to wrap it up for college this week.
Yay!
Go ahead and play this little clip about this Ohio shit that I found.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah,
watch
let's
the full thing. I didn't realize it was so long, so I'll probably cut it short, but I thought the beginning of it was funny.
All right, now I was acting cool because we was in public. All right, but calmly, you put your hands on me like that again, shake me like your mama's ass, we gonna have some problems, right? Because y'all ain't have all this fight during the game, right? When you look at the film, y'all ain't have that much fight after the game. All right, let's see it, right? They plant the flag, now it's white versus red. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, take a look at Peters, getting beat like a local reporter, right? They beating him like allegations, still going. All right, take a look at number 90, 62 gonna grab him, bam, slam him like bricks. All right, take a look at Jacob. They dragging him down like bad friends. Right, take a look at Zibikowski. Oh my God, it's a team fight. I'm scared, I don't know what to do. Maybe I should just choose somebody I know I can beat up. It worked for Jake Paul. Oh, here we go, he's not even looking. I'm gonna hit him like the lottery. Never mind, I chose wrong like Sky Jackson. He about to hit me with a belly-to-belly suplex. He must have trained under Chris Benoit. If we knew they had all this ruthless aggression, we would have just let him plant the flag. Now I'm getting thrown like a baby shower. All right, so we took 2 L's, like Cool J. All right, let's take a look at the first one, right? Because y'all can fight to keep the flag at the center of the field, right? But y'all can't fight to keep the running back out the end zone. Look at y'all getting pushed back so far, we need a sorry for the wait. Touchdown. Right, take a look at Tanner Howard, right? Whole day you was throwing Crunchwrap Supremes to the defense. We should have kept Kyle McCord. I know you saw him out there in New York throwing up the set. I know they had to hurt your pride. Right? Take a look at the kicker. Right? We closer than Phineas and Ferb. And you still missing. Oh, we didn't forget about you, Coach Ryan Davis. You had everything going for you. $20 million team. They missing 2 of their best players. You dyed your beard. And you still lost. Listen, I promise we're gonna beat them next year. Man, ain't gonna be no next year. Think we just gonna keep letting you screw us over and over again with no title? Do we look like your mama? You either win the national title this year or you out. All right, let's move.
That dude's funny, man.
Oh my God, bro.
Dude, that dude's
That's terrible.
I've been watching this shit for years. That dude's fucking hilarious.
Oh God,
he's got gold. He's got gold content, man. That content is
100%.
awesome.
Funny as hell, man.
100%. Hey, Rig though, Buckeyes fly die, right?
It's always that, man. It's always that shit where he just doing film the next day. That shit, it's funny.
That's
man.
crazy. But all right,
That's it, man.
Hey, if you're spending your Wednesday evening with us, we appreciate you. We know we all know we usually go live on Tuesdays, but we had some scheduling conflicts to work out. So we appreciate you spending your Wednesday evening with us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing to all of our channels. We are on Facebook, pretty much every page you can think of, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Going live tonight on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So all the viewers, we appreciate you all in the community. spend Wednesday evening with us. Hope
I
you
just
guys
want to give
Thanksgiving.
quick shout out. We got some NBA scores going around right now. Heat are still beating the Lakers at halftime 69-52. Magic are tied up with the 76ers. Surprise right there, 53-53. Nets are up on the Pacers 51-35 in the third quarter. Pistons are losing to the Celtics 72-58. And the Hawks are beating the Bucks right now 45-44 in the second quarter. So that's just a quick around the horn. My boy, Matty Ice, are you wanting to cover some NHL?
Yeah, let's hit it real quick. We'll make it real quick because I want to get to NFL.
Yeah, let's get it quick.
All right. Once again, shout out E for another awesome, sick transition video for our NHL topic. Quick look at some scores tonight. Not too much action going on. We got 4 games tonight. Currently, the Nashville Predators are leading the Toronto Maple Leafs 1-0 in the second period. Bruins beating the Blackhawks 3-1 in Chicago. That's a great game right there. That's a classic rivalry right there.
Yes, it is.
Boston and Chicago. My Anaheim Ducks are hosting the Vegas Golden Knights tonight at 10 p.m. And we also got the Dallas Stars visiting the LA Kings. So look at the standings real quick. Pretty much nothing's changed too much. Florida Panthers are still looking behind the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs are they are tied though, and they are tied in points. We have 32 points each team. So Florida's played a lot better within this last week or so.
Yeah, from last week we won a couple. We're gonna get that. We're kind of getting that bounce back. We did just lose the other night. We're getting that bounce back in, and we just need God, man, like I don't know what happened where we lose to the Penguins in overtime 5-4.
That was a tough game.
That was a tough game. And but we were doing pretty good. I believe we had won like 2 in a row prior to that. So hopefully we can stay on that bounce back and not let that loss really affect us too much.
For sure. Boston Bruins are starting to make a little bit of a comeback. They're 13-11 with 3 overtime points and 29 points overall. After making that new coaching change, I think it's kind of brought life back to their team a little bit in Boston. Moving to the Metro, Washington Capitals still leading the Metro. Atop with 36 points. They also are tied with the Devils for 36 points. Carolina Hurricanes are starting to spiral just a little bit. 16-8-1 overall, 33 points. Starting to get their goalie situation a little bit under control, but it's still a very, very young season. Let's see. New York Islanders are at the bottom of the Metro with only 25 points, 9-10, just a game under 500. Moving to the Central, Winnipeg Jets have started to fall off a little bit. They've lost 4 straight games, putting them behind the Minnesota Wild. And it comes as a huge. They had such a hot start.
Hey, that's what I was saying, man. They were playing, and I get it. I mean, hockey's just like basketball, long seasons and stuff. But it is wild to see, like all of a sudden, it was like the Panthers, man. They were on such a great start to the season, and then they go on a serious downhill spiral. So hopefully the Jets can recover quickly and get back into their groove, man, because kind of low-key a team that I kind of like, especially over on the West. So
absolutely. And that city's desperate for some championship as well. Yeah. So I'll definitely be eyes on that towards the end of the season. Let's see. Nothing too much else going on in the Central and the Pacific. Got the Golden Knights atop of the Pacific with 35 points, 16-7-3 overall. Kings are in second with 31 points, and the Canucks are closely behind with 30 points. Anaheim Ducks are still playing pretty good. They're still at 500. I did not expect them to be at 500 this time of year. But think, small changes. It's nice having John Gibson back. It's nice having that 1-2 goalie duo with Gibson and Lukas Dostal. And we got to take it, one season at a time, one game at a time. So things are definitely looking up. In
Well, you sound like a real coach.
What'd you say?
Take it one season, one game at a time. I mean, I know you guys are last in your division, man. But realistically, you're not last in NHL. I mean, you got 4 or 5 teams that are worse than y'all, so it's not bad. I mean, I know it's not great. I'm just trying to give you a little optimism there. I mean, and it's still early in the season, man. Something could happen. You just never know.
Absolutely. A couple injury updates. Tyler Seguin of the Dallas Stars is going to miss 4 to 6 months with the hip surgery. It's a huge blow for the Big D down there. And Alex Ovechkin is finally starting to make his way back up. He started skating and started doing some light work on the ice. Hopefully get him back soon, as he's still looking to chase Gretzky's record. So
you really want to break that, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. This is something we might never ever see again. And I mean, Alex Ovechkin, that guy deserves it. He is such a he's a workhorse. He's just it
just sucks that I'm gonna become a fan towards the end. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the shit. That's the shitty part about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think the craziest thing though is like it just proves how crazy Wayne Gretzky was.
Yeah,
exactly. It really does.
I was able to watch him growing up and stuff, and it was like to not know that guy was going to be such a legend. As a kid, I didn't really care. I mean, I liked hockey. Don't get me wrong. I've always liked hockey. I always found it fascinating. I told you guys, I've been to plenty of Panther games and stuff because I had family that was working for them. But to not know how great that man was going to be, how great he was, and the legend that he set, that we're 2024 talking about trying to break his record right now. Like, when was his last game played? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's look it up real quick.
If I had to guess, it's probably in the, 80s?
April 18th of 1999.
99, okay.
His final NHL game at Madison Square Garden.
So almost 26
in that
years
game,
ago.
he picked up an assist in an overtime loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins.
20 seasons.
That's great.
Started in 79 and went all the way to 99. So really cool.
Amazing.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. Last but not least, we'll keep it short here. You want to go ahead and roll that clip?
They didn't do the traditional 3 stars in the game in Calgary. The Flames won. Guy Gaudreau, Johnny's dad, was honored as the #1 star. Third period from Las Vegas, and a 1-goal game is next. This has been the Discover second intermission report.
That's really special what the Calgary Flames did. If you missed it, both Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau were killed over the summer. Two great current hockey players, and they were just taken so suddenly. So that's really amazing what the Calgary Flames did. It's amazing what the league has done overall in honor of that. So
yeah,
shout out to the Calgary Flames.
I think it's beautiful what sports does when they lose players.
Oh,
I
100%.
mean, even just speaking on us, or when our rookie passed, like, he wasn't even a part of the team for that long, and just to see that they wear the stickers still every game, they talk about him, they bring it up, like, it's just something about sports. Like, I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, even I was talking about football earlier, but the sports have so much emotion involved with it. It's nice to see when teams honor people, honor legacies that they were building. It's a beautiful.
Baltimore did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Jacoby Jones, right?
I just think it's a beautiful thing to see and to be able to witness that.
Absolutely.
And I believe it's great, man. It's a great moment.
Night before their sister, I totally forgot about that. That is insane.
Yep. I remember that. Yep, that shit was tragic, dude.
Yeah, 100%. But all right, I think that's gonna wrap it up for our power play pulse. All right, let's get in.
Potatoes.
The meat and the potatoes.
Let's go, baby. I can't
Another-
believe it's already. I can't believe week 13 is already passed. That's crazy.
It's crazy to think about that.
Where
shit,
is this
man.
season going?
We're about to get into the last leg in the divisional gauntlets and shit, and we're about to get into the nitty gritty of football. It's crazy that we're already getting to that point, man.
Indeed.
I'm so excited, man, and it was such a nice another good week. I mean, I know my Ravens lost, man. It is what it is. I can't control what they do, but it was such a good week of football. Thanksgiving, they gave us actually a lot closer games than what we thought.
100%.
Outside of the Dolphins game, we all knew that Dolphins can't play in the cold, but those first 4 games, man, that you're talking about there, Bears, Cowboys, Bears, Lions, Giants, Cowboys, Dolphins, Packers, and then that Raiders, Chiefs game. Those are all like, oh my God. Then you got the Texans, Jaguars game. Oh my God. Colts, Patriots game. Oh my God. Chargers, Falcons, like Seahawks, Jets. All those games were very tight. The only blowouts were like the Commanders against the Titans. Like really
Bills against the 49ers.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good football this week, and it was awesome. I can't wait to get into it.
I want to start.
Definitely.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
There's definitely somebody I want to talk about. Houston. Riggs. Listen, man, none against your team, bro, but we got to talk about your boy. We'll get into it though. Go ahead, Matt. Take control.
I want to start with this Bears-Lions game. My goodness, like the Bears had every single opportunity to win the game. And what happens? They choke.
There is nothing anybody could ever tell me to ever convince me otherwise that was 110%.
Hey, Rick, I saw that, by the way. That's awesome.
110% the head coach's fault. Your boy gets sacked with 30 some odd seconds left on the clock.
And he's sitting there and he's picking his ass, like he's picking his nose.
Call it
Here you go. This is what he looked like.
Numbers, but just you better hurry. Oh, this is disaster in the making here. You're going to have to do something when it comes down to this play. Incomplete, and the game is over. Completely botched.
I mean, it's a perfect comparison because Matt Eberflus is sitting there like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Like, I don't understand. I saw
a post that said, legend has it, Matt Eberflus is still sitting on the sideline with his timeout, and it's him all by himself and nobody's on the field. I saw somebody put, I wish I would have sent you the picture. Somebody put Matt Eberflus's timeout up for sale on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like brother, outside of just so me, in my opinion, in my view, as being a good head coach is obviously I prepare my team, I prepare my staff. First of all, I prepare my staff to oh, here we go. I prepare my staff, I prepare my team to say for the game,
Sean.
Right?
Kick rocks.
I prepare my boys to be ready. I prepare the staff, I prepare the players, everything. And then I rely on my coordinators to make those calls, to do what they're supposed to, right? Now, if I want to take over the defensive side, of course I'll do that. But at the end of the day, you're a time manager. You got to make sure your team is doing what they're supposed to. And why were you sitting there like that? You look thoroughly confused. Manage the game.
At least
that is your job. Manage the game.
Yep. That's my thing. It's like when you know what's going on, just call the fucking timeout. If your quarterback isn't smart enough to do what he needs, like then you gotta set, like you said, your time management. Easily, he calls the right timeout, the right point in time. You can have 2 quick plays left.
2 quick plays. Two quick
Right.
plays.
Right, and you have solid wide receivers. You have DJ Moore, you have Keenan Allen, and you have Romo Duze.
And Keenan Allen, not for nothing, Keenan Allen has been low key better than all of them.
He balled. He balled on
all in the last couple weeks. He's finally like, oh hey, y'all forgot about me. Hey, yeah,
right.
I'm still here. Still
Thanksgiving, 5 catches, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Great. He's definitely like he turned it. I don't know if it was just one game, but I think he's definitely turned it around. But that's just like you said, just poor clock management. Coach, I don't know. You remember bringing it up a couple shows ago. The Bears are kind of the cycle where they have a coach for 2 years and they bring in a new quarterback, and then the coach gets fired. So are we at this kind of cycle again?
Yep, we're right back in that cycle right now.
You know what? I was listening to something they were talking about. Like, at that point, they knew that he wasn't going to be that guy. They knew it from previous year. You got a new quarterback. Bring in somebody new. Don't start off his rhythm with a coach like this that didn't know what he was doing last year. So why would you bring him back? Start fresh, new quarterback, new coach, everything fresh slate. I don't understand what they were thinking.
Right.
I got a random. I was sitting there today at work and I was watching, like I said, listening to a lot of the clips and like just listening to stuff, getting some ideas for the show, some notes, and watching highlights, etc. And I started thinking, wouldn't it be some shit, and it would make me very, very sad if Brian Flores left us and went and became the head coach of the Bears. Do you imagine what he could do with that defense? Look what he's doing with our defense, and we had nobody.
Right.
Well, you imagine him with a defense like that. What? Now, granted, he doesn't have a good run as being the head coach. I think he's great as a defensive coordinator. He's a genius. But you imagine what he would do with that defense, and it started making me sad. Like, if this motherfucker leaves us and goes to a divisional rival. And then it's but yeah, I mean, because they were just sitting there, I was sitting there and talking, like thinking like who would go there? Because
Mike Vrabel.
Somebody else was saying like, well, who would want to, who would want to go up there, blah blah blah. But they were like, what head coaching spot opens up besides when somebody retires here and there? You always go into a bad scenario. You're going into that head because the coach got fired because that team wasn't performing. There's very rare do you get where a head coach walks into a golden opportunity because of that reason. But in this situation with the Bears, it's a little different because they do have a good team. They have a good roster. They have a good defense. Caleb Williams might not be what we thought he was going to be, but at the same time, he's not performing bad. Now that he has an offensive coordinator that's actually playing to his strengths. They don't have a bad team. That's not a bad team to walk into. Honestly, it's not.
Man, I agree. No, I agree. It's a good team to walk into, and like you said, Caleb Williams is playing way better than what is expected of him, and it's like, I had his stats up the other day, and I just forgot to usually like screenshot him or save him or something like that, but he's had like really good, like his last like 4 or 5 games has been really good, man. Like he's playing really great ball. So listen, man, we can scratch our head all we want and we can sit here. The bad news Bears are the bad news Bears, and until they ain't gonna fix it this year, it's just done for.
How do you think?
I said last week though, and I stand by it. They're not going to be pushovers for the rest of the year either. No team is going to think that they can go in there and just do what the fuck they want. They've proved it multiple weeks now at this point with the offense operating finally that they're going to give you a run for your money. That nobody's going to push them over.
How do you think I felt when Dan Quinn left for Washington? Cowboys had arguably one of the best defenses in the league, and then he leaves us.
Because when I thought that at work, one of the guys on my team that I talk football with all the time, when I brought it up to him, he says, "Look what happened when Dan Quinn left the Cowboys." I was like, Their defense went to shit. Because I said my fear is that we lose Brian Flores, whether it's to that team or whatever. Say we do this season, our defense is going to be trash because we have a good defense. We have decent players, but we don't have any, like, I'm going to get into it, obviously, but, like, it's the same, like you said. I'm glad that you brought that up because that's the very first thing that he thought to at the same time is like, look what happened. A defensive coordinator is crucial for championship teams.
Defense wins championships. We always say that. Absolutely.
Always the truth.
I could potentially see.
Never argue that.
I could see Mike McCarthy. If Mike McCarthy, I'm not that I'm hoping and praying he gets fired, which I kind of am. I could see him. I could see him going to Chicago. He knows. He knows. You don't think he knows? He knows that NFC North really well.
Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy isn't getting another head coaching job like that again.
Oh,
he's not going to leave Cowboys and go be a head. He'll be a coordinator somewhere, absolutely. But I don't think he leaves and goes and he gets another head coaching gig, especially the disaster show of the Dallas Cowboys this year.
But do you think that his name alone? Because, like I said, we don't like him, but everybody brings up that Super Bowl win.
You can bring up whatever Super Bowl win you want. I mean, it's how many years ago was that?
It was
honestly, I feel like
Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers, it was crazy, and these teams would have to be brain dead to want him. And I get it. I mean, they could be. I mean, who knows? But what has he done? What has he done as of recent?
Honestly, I feel like once he's done with the Cowboys, he should probably just hang it up. That's my opinion.
I agree.
Time to let it go. We tried it. We tried it again. Yeah. Let's do that before you stain your legacy at this point.
Just do yourself a favor at that point. Well, since we're talking about the Cowboys,
you want to go ahead and jump into it?
Let's do it. I'll tell you what. Division games are always interesting to watch, and I don't know how I feel. The Cowboys, they've won 2 straight now, so they're kind of just kicking themselves in the foot now in terms of draft lottery. So they're just kind of they're just hurting themselves. They keep winning whatever they want, they keep losing, but we'll keep it positive here. A win's a win. Cowboys get the win on Thanksgiving, 27-20 against their former NFC East foe, New York Giants. And I tell you what, the Giants had every opportunity to win that football game. But Cooper Rush turns it on. Didn't really play that well. 21 for 36, 195 yards and a touchdown.
Neither quarterback played well. You got 195 from Cooper Rush. You got Drew Lock with 178. No touchdowns, 1 interception.
Drew Lock looked really uncomfortable the whole game. He looked really just not like he was part of this.
Crazier is the Giants' lead rusher was Drew Lock with 57 yards. That's sad, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't realize
you're good.
That bad. When I saw that, I pulled the stats up. I saw that. I was like, what the hell did I just look at?
Yeah.
I watched the game, but I didn't realize it was that bad with the Giants rushing, man.
Right. No, you're absolutely
I like
right.
Tracy.
Yeah, I think I think he's gonna be just fine for that team. I think he fits the system. I think
love
he's fresh.
Tracy. I love his running style, bro.
Yeah, 100%. So Rico Dowdle for the Cowboys finally gets the run game going, 112 yards off of 22 carries and a rushing touchdown. Finally, amazing to see that. One of my favorite plays on Thursday was that Demarion Overshown pick 6. He rushes Drew Lock, tips it in the air, tips it into himself, and then runs in for 6 points. That was great. And I tell you, this Demarion Overshown guy, he's been a real he's been a real additive to this Cowboys defense, especially in the linebacker position.
Got a Cowboys fan in here.
Ooh. Been a Cowboys fan since the late 70s. Win or lose, we them boys. Yes, sir. Hey, Joseph, we appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you hanging out with us.
Yeah. We definitely appreciate
Joseph, I want you to give me
as
Matty continues to cover his coverage. Joe, I want to hear from another Dallas Cowboys fan. I am not a Dallas Cowboys fan, and neither is E, but we'd like to hear from somebody else. What do you think y'all's biggest problem? If you can give me one person, and let's leave Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy out of the picture because we clearly know that those two are doing y'all no favors. Give me a problem you think that's genuine and you guys need fixed. All right, go ahead, Matt.
I'll leave that up for him. You want me to answer that question, or are you just leaving it up for Joseph?
No, leaving it up to Joe. Joseph, I want to hear what he has to say.
CeeDee Lamb did not look good. 2 catches, 39 yards. That's all he had. The Giants defense really planned to shut him down pretty much. So that's kind of one thing that kind of hurt fantasy owners this week.
Your boy led the pack, though.
That's true.
That young boy's starting to show some teeth these last couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Micah Parsons with a sack and a half. He led the team.
Oh yeah, we appreciate you.
Oh hell yeah, man!
Checking in from Hawaii. We appreciate you. All right. We appreciate you,
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
That Eagles game here in a little bit.
Absolutely. Overall, though, I mean, at this rate, I know the Cowboys aren't making the playoffs, but it's just fun to watch them. I've come to the realization that that playoffs are out of our reach, but it's just fun to watch this team. Got the Cincinnati Bengals coming up this week.
Do you want your team to lose and potentially get you picks then at this point? Or are you okay with this, just them competing, and if they win, they win, and if they lose, they lose? Like, give me an honest opinion on what you think you want from your team. What do you want from your team?
Well, at this rate, we have 5 wins, and it's too late to take already. We've already gone beyond that point. So for me, I like to see us play spoiler a little bit. Come out and I mean, the schedule doesn't really allow us to kind of just lose out. We have the Bengals coming up on Monday night. We have the Carolina Panthers the week after that, and then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that Buccaneers game,
Bengals though, bro. Them Bengals have put up 99 points in the last 4 games.
Right, but they haven't been able to win.
But they can't stop.
But here's my thing though. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, do you think that you guys can win in a shootout with the Bengals?
I think so. I think as long as if Rico Dowdle can run like he did against the Giants, I think if CeeDee's able to kind of be connect with Cooper Rush a little bit better, Brandon Cooks also needs. It would be nice for him to step it up as well. And if the Cowboys secondary can have a really good game trying to shut down Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, then I think they can do it. I would love to see that.
I think as a fan, it's the hardest question you can ask because it's like, do we want the pick? Absolutely. But I don't want to see my fucking team lose at all. I'd rather win every game.
I get that. I don't want to see my team
very
lose.
Hard. It's hard. It's a hard question because as a fan, you're like, strategically, take the L's. Let's get a good
right.
Pick. But as a fan, you're like, fuck that. I don't want to see us lose every week.
And like I said, it's already too late in the season. We're already at 5 wins, so you lose out. You're still not going to get a great pick.
No, don't. I wouldn't say that because there's plenty of teams that are still. If you were to,
I mean, it would be
a couple of teams. Damn, there's a couple of teams with only 3 wins. Holy shit.
and two wins. God. Yeah, so I think that
never mind.
Yeah, so that I think that opportunity is gone. Trust me, I've been paying attention.
We're good.
So
yeah, no, we're good. No.
So now, honestly, just playing spoiler, that doesn't hurt.
So
I do want to ask Sean. Sean is the Giants fan. Did anybody catch Malik Neighbors in his interview talking about how he feels right now? I don't know if it was this past game or if it was the previous week. Did you see it, Coach?
Hey guys, no, hold on. I gotta. My daughter is She wants me to let y'all know that we do Elf on the Shelf, right? And currently,
Oh, it's
my
right there.
elf is right here.
It's right there. Holy cow!
So she just wanted me to let y'all know. And our elf's name, his name is Ferb.
Ferb, love that.
Yeah, from Phineas and Ferb. It was just funny. The boys named him, and it's always stuck. But yeah, he's currently chilling in my room right now, right above me. Yesterday,
that.
or was it yesterday, babe? Where you mess with the cups, Mia? Oh, it was the day before yesterday. He made a big castle out of cups
Holy
and
cow!
made a mess in my house. So I was very happy about it.
That's crazy.
Sorry, not to.
No,
not
you're
to-
good. You're good.
No, you're good. No, you're good 100%. No,
Yeah.
he just essentially was like, for anybody that didn't see it, was like, this, we're playing soft. And then he
Yeah.
goes on to say that it's not a Daniel Jones problem. It's not a team's problem. It's a coach problem. He said, we're not playing any better without the quarterback. So it's not a quarterback problem. And then when they said something else, he said, ask Dave.
Yep.
Kept saying that over and over again. His attitude clearly was, it's almost, I think somebody even says like, it almost sounds like he's only been there for 8 months and he already wants out.
Yeah, it did. No, it did. It as
it just
as a
sounded
coach,
bad.
it's disturbing. Like you to see your players so fed up, man. And I saw that. It was rough. It was a rough watch,
And he
especially
brought up the fact,
being even though that's not my team. Just watching that
Mhm.
is rough.
Yeah.
and he brought up the fact that he doesn't see a lot of targets in the first half. They always try to target him late when the game's already lost. And he's just, he just sounded very, very fed up. That's why I never started it.
It is. It's very much so.
I think the winning attitude is needed. Too many of our players are complacent with playing like shit. I do argue it is a DJ problem, but yeah, our guys are not being put in a place to win games.
Well, I want to
just
know.
figured I wanted to
Riggs-
bring
I
that
wanna
up
know
with
if
the
Riggs is
Giants
in here.
fan.
Riggs, if you're in the chat, man, put a comment down here. Honestly, I just want to hear your take on this situation. We don't really got to go too deep into this, but I just want to hear your take on it, man. What do you guys think about the suspension on
Al-Shahir?
Yeah,
Al-Shire, excuse me.
But,
Rig, he said earlier, Rig was there. Rig was at the game. He was like pretty much front and center with that scuffle.
right. So I want to know how you guys feel about it. Was it a late hit? Was it pulled? Could he come off? Did it seem innocent? I want to know y'all's take, and I'm going to give y'all mine on that whole situation. It messed him up good. It did mess up our boy here, boy wonder, Trevor Lawrence, where to the point where he had to come off the field, and now they're possibly discussing punishment for that play.
I'll run the clip for anybody that
Yeah.
hasn't seen it, just in case. I'm sure everybody has, but we'll run the clip just so y'all can see. That way, y'all can drop your comments and let us know how you feel while we're talking. I'll run that real quick.
Represents so many special people.
No, there's no doubt that Trevor represents them well. And oh my, that'll be Al-Shire, who's flagged for the big hit on the slide, and that's going to start a little bit of a scrum afterwards as the Jaguars come in to protect their QB. Oh my goodness.
This deserves an ejection.
In real time, it's always so hard to tell with those plays. And it's always a dangerous game when the quarterback leaves the pocket. But at the same time, man, I feel like there's something you can do to pull that. You know what I mean?
Did you guys see the red take on Rex Ryan on the show that he's on, the coach? It was some wild diabolical take, man. As a defender, it's hard to pull off already in the defensive tackling motion.
That's a good take by Rig. Hold on.
But he didn't leave with his helmet. Da, 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 da. My
honest opinion, it was a hard
hit. But as a linebacker, your job is just the runner once the quarterback takes off. Okay. All right. Well, here's my thing, and I don't have the video. I didn't send it to E, and I found it literally as we were watching this episode. This man is a dirty player. And this is coming from a defensive coach. This is coming from a coach. I love physicalness. Absolutely. You know, inside the lines, whistle to whistle, love it. Plant that flag. But this man has a notorious issue with just doing too much. The Chicago Bears game. Homeboy runs out of bounds, gets hit outside of out of bounds, stands up and punches a player in the face. That was this season, ladies and gentlemen. That's not the only time he's done something where it was borderline, where you're just sitting there scratching your head. And 3 games, I don't feel, is nearly enough. I think he should probably be done for the season. The dude has just done dirty stuff. I can probably say, because as my dad, growing up with my father, as a Bears fan, I had to endure the Ndamukong Suh, and that was a dirty motherfucker. Okay, anytime that man had a chance, he would step on you getting up. There was also the other play where I believe they were playing the Texans. No, I'm saying they are the Texans. When they were playing the Titans, and what's his name was running out of bounds. And then he was clearly out of bounds. No. Not even that he was, he had just stepped out of bounds. No, he had passed that huge, thick old white line that is what they use for the out of bounds marker, and then gets clobbered out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that, man. I don't see a point in playing like that in order to win a game. Then you come over here, now you do this to Trevor Lawrence. And I get it. He didn't lead with his helmet, but he led with his forearm and got underneath his helmet and ripped it off. I'm not a fan of that, man. You want to win a game, you win a game. If you want to be physical, be physical. Hit the hell out of them, absolutely. But if the quarterback is giving up, you let it go.
Did you see where the GM tried to say that the guy wasn't dirty? He's been a stand-up guy all season. Like the Houston Texas GM. You didn't see that? Let me see. Oh, you know how my internet is. I'll see if I can play it. Just a little bit of it.
While you're pulling that up, you notice that Trevor was throwing up gang signs? He was kind of like almost a mini Tua. He was throwing up gang signs.
Oh, here he goes, bro.
Now you got to stop using that as it's not good.
I know, but like
it was bad, man. Like he was seriously concussed. I mean,
it was bad
in the play against Oh, brother, I can't wait to hear this.
Let's look at the side-eyed guy.
If it does any kind of lagging, let me know. I'll just cut it off. But see what
this guy's lazy eye.
As it pertains to Aziz, I'm sure I'll get a question. So just try to get ahead of that here a little bit. So a couple things. I know D'Amico talked about it after the game yesterday. CJ had some comments right after the game as well. And Aziz put something out there. I think the most important thing is just the health and well-being of Trevor. Fortunately, he's going to be okay. So it's an unfortunate playing situation. I think one of the biggest issues that we sort of take umbrage with, I would say, as a team and organizationally, is a picture that's been painted of Aziz. Quite frankly, it's unfair. And I'd say one of the biggest issues that, and I probably speak for a lot of teams, not only the Houston Texans,
but I swung on
teams ask for is consistency from the league. And I'd say in this situation, I mean, quite frankly, there's no consistency at all relative to the level of discipline that's been handed down. So when you go back, let's look at this season. Okay, we had multiple situations, multiple examples. All right, 2 really good players, I would say. Branch ejected against Green Bay, right? Plays the next week against us. Okay, Derwin ejected, all right, got suspended for 1 game. And Derwin's a great player. Derwin's had some other situations that have come up. And I'd say even going back here, a player that we know well organizationally here, Kareem Jackson. Kareem's a good player. Was ejected, fined, ejected, fined, ejected, and then suspended after 3 games. So we're going to say Azeez Al-Shaair, who nobody embodies our program more than Azeez, what he's about, what he's been through.
Terrible. That's terrible.
You all know his story.
Thank you.
There's not a more selfless individual, more about the team who's earned the respects that represents everything that we want this program to be about. I mean, this morning he was at a United Way event. So we're talking about some of the commentary that has been made about his character, about the person that he is, about what his intentions are from people that, quite frankly, don't know anything about Azeez Al-Shaair. Okay. And if for the league to make some of the commentary that they made about lack of sportsmanship, lack of coachability, lack of paying attention to the rules, quite frankly, it's embarrassing. So I think the big thing from our, and I talk about a player who's never been suspended, never been ejected. So now we're saying that he's going to be suspended for 3 games. So look, it is what it is. I think the big thing from our standpoint,
2 times
and all
prior.
teams want this, is just some level of
You
consistency.
got away with murder 2 times prior, you fucking jackass. You hit
stunts.
I'm sorry if you that's a hot take, bro. You hit Caleb Williams when he's way out of bounds. Then people get around you and you stand up. Nobody's like in your face like that. Obviously, people are just mad that you're doing it. And you get up and you full extension, you hit the helmet, spin it around the whole 9 yards. Got away with it. You do the play against the Titans. Hit them way out of bounds again. Way out of bounds. Got away with it. How many times are we just going to look away?
Hey, but his he's not unsportsmanlike. He has, he follows the rules.
So
this man literally said that the fact that they did all this shit.
So it's just bad. It's just bad, man. It's terrible. Like you can sit here and you can try and defend. You can try and defend him. I mean, I have the clip playing, and hold on. Let me see if I can get it on my camera. This is right before. Watch. Everybody's just around him because he had hit their quarterback. Look.
Toad punch.
Weird. Running out of bounds. Boom. You just can't, man. I get it, man. I get you, the diehard fans. You're going to want to defend it. The dumbass GM, he's going to want to defend it. But I'm not co-signing that. Not happening. So that's just my take on it, man.
It's a dirty dog.
Not a fan. I don't like dirty players. I didn't like Dominican Sue. I'm a defensive guy, man, and I didn't like Dominican Sue. I didn't like the way he played, man. I didn't like the fact that when he would tackle somebody, would take somebody down, or somebody would block him, he would stand up and step on their balls. That's what he did. So many clips of him doing that. Stepping on hands, stepping on things on purpose. You would see him pick his foot up and not a fan. Don't like that. We win the game because we win the game. We win the game because we're playing it fair and square, man. Not I got to do this extracurricular shit to make it to get my frustrations out or whatever your problem is.
Absolutely.
Now I did find a clip about Tom Brady talking about this. Interesting the take that when I saw it, I figured he was going to be all for the quarterback defending, but he actually had a different take on this.
The only aspect that I think is very challenging, and certainly for Trevor Lawrence, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but it is also the reality of a very physical sport that we play. Defensive players have to be aggressive. That's their nature. I always try to be aggressive on offense. We try to block aggressively, and at the same time, the defense tries to tackle aggressively. So there's more designed runs for quarterbacks ever now than in the history of the NFL. So are we really trying to protect quarterbacks? Because if you are trying to do it through the rules, then why are the offensive coordinators not protecting their quarterbacks by keeping them in the pocket and not designing as many quarterback runs? So, maybe they fine or penalize a quarterback for sliding late, and say, look, if we don't want these hits to take place, we've got to penalize the offense and the defense rather than just penalize a defensive player for every single play that happens when there's a hit on a quarterback.
I was mind blown.
What is this guy talking about? Are you kidding me?
Blown.
The number one crier if somebody looked at him wrong.
That's my point. That's when I saw him pop up and I saw Trevor's picture, I was like, he's about to have a field day with all the shit he used to do. This man went completely left field with it.
I get it, man. I get it. When the quarterback's running up the field, I get it. Da 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 da. But this guy is running out of bounds. Trevor Lawrence, he was running up the field. He went into a clear slide. Okay. Now, if my quarterback is running the ball and he's not going for a slide, he's not going for a dive, yeah, you better hit the hell out of him. I'm not crying about that. That happened to, I believe, my boy. Got hit out of bounds, kind of bent him sideways. I'm not mad about it. You were running the ball. But when you're clearly out of bounds or you're clearly on a slide, we're talking about two different things, Tom Brady. We're talking about two different things, Tom Brady. Don't sit here and try and say, oh, they should be penalized and so should we. Dude, just imagine in any realm of possibility that would happen in Tom Brady's era. He would lose his nut.
Like, why am I being fined for this? I was just, like, come on. Like I said, when he started talking, I was like, I have to save this clip because I did not expect that answer at all. That's crazy.
Yeah,
definitely. So. Hey, Rick, if you're still in here, what was the environment like at Duval? I saw that Brahma Bay was with you as well. Was it more Texans fans? Was it kind of a mix?
We talked about the Lions already, and I failed to play this. I failed, and I failed. I failed y'all as
let's see.
You
Let's
can't.
not wait any longer. Jump in, grab a turkey leg. They're ripping it. There's turkey everywhere. Use some stuffing, guys. Get some stuffing. JB, back to you.
My man was so happy with his carrot, and he even started doing like this little dance with it.
So do we know why he didn't pick it up? Is he like a vegetarian or something? Or what's up with that?
I never looked it up. It has to be that. He had every chance to get whatever he wanted.
Right.
No.
That's crazy.
That shit is priceless, man. He's so happy about it too.
I know. He's eating with pride. Like,
I was saying, looking at the video, I was like, how did I not play that when we were talking about the Lions game?
That's crazy. Rig, we were just talking in general before after the hit. But David Montgomery, hidden vegetarian.
That's all right, hold on. No. Montgomery was on the carrot. Da 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 da. Oh, so it turns out he adopted a vegan diet in 2020.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Sense.
There it is.
That makes sense.
Wow.
All right, there you have it. Coach, real quick, I want to touch the Falcons real quick. Not a very good look for them. They lose to the Chargers 17-13. Kirk Cousins, 24 for 39, 245 yards, 4 interceptions.
The Kirk Cousins we all know, baby.
Is it just the Kirk Cousins we all know? I guess you can hop in too.
Hold on a second.
You know what? I'm just going to leave this.
Hold on. What was that you talking? Like, a couple weeks in, and y'all were looking, you're like, oh, man, what you said about Kirk, I trusted you. And now look what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. But guess who showed his face? The true Kirk O'Chains. I dealt with it. I told y'all his inconsistencies was crazy, and you can always tell. And I stand by this still. I said it on the first episode, and I say it now on episode 14. You can always tell how he's going to play by his first couple of drives. He cannot recover. Once he gets in a slump, he just stays in that slump. He's not one of them quarterbacks that can throw his way out of a slump. Once he gets there, he's there. That's it. It just depends. It's something about it's whenever he just doesn't play the same every game, and it's crazy because he has talent.
Oh, Rick, that's badass.
I want to ask you a question. I know my answer to it. We're 6-6. We're still the leaders.
Hang on a second.
Surprisingly.
I want to read this question. How many Dolphins fans does it take to change a light bulb? None. They just sit around talking about what a great bowl they had in the 70s. Kirk throws 4 interceptions in golf, throws 5 interceptions in the game. No sports analyst gets on them for that. But if Jalen Hurts, that boy, they come for his head.
I'm not mad at I've said it before. I'm not mad at Jalen Hurts. I've got my wife's grandfather. He's an Eagles fan, and me and him were having a conversation. You know, I'm a Ravens fan. You know, we lost. It is what it is. I mean, we beat ourselves. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to look at it, we beat ourselves. And how do you miss 2 field goals with a golden kicker, which he just fell off this year?
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. But we were talking. I said, man, you have a complete team, man. Saquon Barkley is balling. I love the quarterback. I love the whole situation. He goes, yeah, but I'm not a fan. Jalen Hurts can't. I'm like, why? What? Because you're just not doing enough.
He doesn't have to right now.
Have to do everything.
He doesn't have to right now. I said that last week. When you have a running game,
you know what I'm saying?
A running game that's playing how they're playing in a defense that's actually showing up. He doesn't have to throw the ball anymore. He doesn't have to do that right now.
It's not all on his shoulders, dude. Like hasn't fallen completely on his shoulders. Like, and I love that for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's able to have a guy like Saquon Barkley do the things that he's doing. And then he can, hey, let me just rely on Brown. And that's what I was trying to explain to him. And he kind of just wasn't getting it. I don't know if he wasn't getting it, but he just wasn't like hearing me out. And I was actually defending the Eagles. Like, I was like, man, like, you guys have a really good, complete team, man. We did pretend contenders or pretenders, and they were contenders, man. They've got a complete team.
Want to go ahead and just go ahead and get right into the segment now that we're talking about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. All right, so I mean, it's gonna be short and sweet, guys. It's just, you can't beat yourselves, man. You cannot beat yourselves. We lose to a very good team, and I have no complaints, man. We played pretty good ball. I'm not mad at anybody's performance. I get it. Lamar Jackson was out there interviewing and talking about that he could have played better. You could have done this. It is what it is. The stats are what the stats are. You had better overall. Hey fellas, I gotta go. Great talking to y'all. Have a great night, by the way.
I got you, Rig. I'm gonna hit you up for some Christmas gifts. So we appreciate you stopping in, bro.
Riggs, next episode, I'll bring my cup out. It's in the kitchen. Next episode, man, I'll have it.
Oh no!
Just mad about his fucking bills. He's still holding on.
Have a good night, bro. We appreciate you stopping.
He takes it on me because I was like I'm the only one, but it's fine. It is what it is. Lamar Jackson had a really good game, man. 23 for 36, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry didn't do too bad. Saquon Barkley himself,
buddy.
And Jalen Hurts with 118 yards passing. Again, he doesn't have to do it. We beat ourselves. That's what ended up happening. We beat ourselves. Justin Tucker is just not that guy anymore for whatever reason. It just happened this season. Happened this season. We don't know what's going on.
He's human.
So, yeah. And then I want to talk about something too that kind of pissed me off. I watched the guy that I was kind of excited for that could potentially help us out has ended up being a massive cancer to the team. Deontay Johnson, 1-game suspension from the team. Huh?
I saw that. That's crazy.
Yeah, 1-game suspension for not wanting to come into the game. He refused to go into the game, and that was it.
4 running backs and an elite white deep defensive back.
And just gonna ignore Drac. He's just trying to troll, and it's just not gonna work. I mean, Deontay Johnson refuses to come out to the game, refuses to walk out onto the field, man. And like, hello, you get told to come out onto the field, bro. Like you're getting paid, dog. Like, let's be real. This is your job. Imagine if I was told, hey, go do this, go protect these people, and I don't do that. That is my job, man. I got to do my job. No matter how you feel, no matter if you feel like you're not getting enough play. You're not wide receiver 1, you're not wide receiver 2, and you've had time to try and prove yourself to be there, and you're not.
Here's my thing with that whole scenario. You came into a team that was already established, that was already playing good ball. What did you expect? That you were just going to come and just take a spot and get all this? Like, you got to earn that shit, man. They already had players doing what they needed to do. So what did you expect? You expected to go there and all of a sudden be number 2? Like,
right.
This is not going to happen.
No, I wasn't talking about you, Sean.
Saw it come from a mile away, to be fair. He hasn't had any good stories about him since rookie Steelers. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people said it, man. I was just trying to be optimistic. I mean, we needed something, and hopefully it would have helped that as like a number 3 receiver at best. And, looking in at his numbers, looking at what he had, I mean, I wasn't like I say, used to. I wasn't accustomed to him. I didn't know of him like that. It's not somebody that I would really want.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
I could definitely see that.
That's really it, man. That's all I got really on the Ravens. We can bounce back. We can play. I mean, it is what it is. Bad gaming, man. We've been on a bad streak these last few games, and I just don't know what's going on. In my eyes, I can see us being as pretenders. I'm not going to sugarcoat it right now. We're not playing good ball. Final score update though for NBA. Holy shit! The Heat beat the ever living hell out of the Lakers, 134-93.
Oh,
that's bad. Magic are currently leading the 76ers 99-94.
Oh, thank God.
Pacers are losing to the Nets 84-94. Pistons are losing to the Celtics 117-125 with 1 minute left in the fourth quarter. And the Hawks are beating the Bucks 93-81 in the third.
Game to keep an eye on.
So,
man, the Lakers got the shit beaten out of them.
Yeah.
Like crazy. We're talking over 30 points.
Yeah, man. Not because of LeBron James. LeBron James finally put up a 29-point game. We talked about that he's been on a little bit of a skid.
Can you bring up
him putting up 29, and then outside of that, Anthony Davis with 8 points. Are you kidding me?
Yikes.
You're the star. You're a star on the team. 8 points. That's not.
And Miami has a losing record right now. They're under 500.
Yep. Well, now they're not.
No, they're not. Yeah, because they're at game under 100.
No, they were at 500, and were they at 500 or
no? They were 9. I think they were 9 and 10.
They were 9 and 10. They were 9 and 10. Now they're at 500. So
okay.
Lakers continue their free fall, if you want to say. At one point they were ranked 5. They're at 9 now. I don't know after tonight's game how much further they'll fall. So
yeah, it's bad. Can you pull up Brent's comment again?
Which one?
It was both of them went by really quick. Moral story: stop getting Steelers receivers. Bills try getting Claypool out during offseason. Yeah, it wasn't really a successful. That failed too. So yep.
All right.
Could be definitely.
Could be. Yeah, it could be. It could be the Heat's get right game for sure. That's definitely something to keep an eye on.
No, I agree. I think Miami's right there, man. They're. I don't know if they'll be a contender fully, but they're definitely a little fighter team there, and I like them, man. I've always liked the Miami Heat. So
absolutely. Hey, by the way, if you're spending your Wednesday evening with us, we appreciate you hanging out. Started a little early tonight, try to get all of our content in before everyone goes to sleep. Well, we appreciate you hanging out. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing to all of our channels: YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, all that good stuff. We go live typically every Tuesday. Next couple weeks, we're going to be going live on Wednesdays just because we work around all of our schedules. So we appreciate your flexibility and all the interaction within the community. So we greatly appreciate you guys. This isn't possible without you guys. So we appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. 100%.
Awesome.
I think it's about time for a little skull chant.
Sure. Yes, sir. So, obviously, we squeaked by with a nice little win over the Arizona Cardinals.
Sorry, Sean.
But, honestly,
that's a nice little comeback.
I told y'all that the Cardinals weren't going to be a pushover. They've found a way to change their year. They started off rocky. They've been playing very consistent ball as of late. Murray hasn't looked terrible. James Conner's been getting back to himself. We always know that Conner's a good running back. It's just the problem is he stays hurt.
100%.
He's always been good. He's hard to get down. He's great at breaking tackles. So I mean, I didn't think this was gonna be an easy go. Our defense obviously played good. The thing is, like, we always find a way to get key takeaways towards the end of the game. That's what's kept us and it has helped us be 10-2. If it wasn't for the fact that we get key takeaways at the end of these games, I don't see us winning some of them. A lot of these close one possession games. Granted, as a Vikings fan, since here you go, Coach, KOC's taking over.
I love that shit. It's so fucking dumb, but I love it.
Since he's taken over, he has a great one possession game record. Honestly, that's been the thing that he's kind of been known for, is like finding a way to win these tough games. And
right,
it's good to see, but it's fucking hurts my heart. Talk about stress level on like Sundays. Like, come on, bro, give me some slack. Let's just blow some people out here. Come on, man. But Darnold has been playing good ball, especially the last 3 games. I don't think he's thrown a pick in the last 3 weeks. I saw a stat.
He got sacked 5 times though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to bring that up for 30 yards. So that's unfortunate. I did like what I saw out of JJ being a star wide receiver. When Darnold broke the pocket, he actually went out and did. He did his best to block. I'm not going to say he did a good block. He got his body in a way. He got his body in a way enough to where Darnold could break the outside contain and get out of bounds. He got thrown off. He got thrown away, but he put the body in the way. But it's when you see a star receiver that's willing to put his body on the line to help another person on the team, that's always a good sign to me. Because a lot of them guys are like, right. I'm not getting the ball now. I'm not
100%. Yeah.
So I thought that was good to see. I will say that we went back to our terrible running game. When you have 3 people that are tied for yards, and hold on a second, 22 yards at that.
I'm looking at it right now.
Your quarterback's 4 carries, 22 yards. Cam Akers, 4 carries, 22 yards. Aaron Jones, 5 carries, 22 fucking yards, bro.
Hey, Jake from State Farm is asking you a question real quick.
Who you want to win since
you got the Lions versus the Packers?
We're going to get to that.
Win?
We're going to get to that.
Want to win?
The Lions.
Just because we've talked about this. I know you're new to the podcast, so yes, a divisional rivalry, but they've been an underdog for so long. It's been nice seeing them.
It's fun to watch them.
I want to beat them every time we played them, but it's been. If I had to pick, I'm not a fan of the Packers, so I just like the Lions and what they're doing. So if I had to pick, I want the Lions to win.
E, can you say like as a Vikings fan and just being in that division, What would you say the consensus is for that division? I don't know if you got friends that are Lions fans. I don't know if you got friends that are Bears or Packers fans. Who's the team that's most hated in that division?
Packers. Because they dominated for so long.
Okay.
Because of, I think that some of the hate went away when Rodgers left because Rodgers was a fucking egotistical asshole and I couldn't stand him. Respect him as a player, but couldn't fucking stand him. He used to bring the checks, saying that y'all are right, all that stuff. Like I feel like he made our entire division hate them just because they were so dominant for so long. If I had to pick
one, if you're still in here, man, let us know in the chat. Who do you think in that NFC, which is a very tough division this year? I would honestly say the best division in the NFL right now. Even with a snoozy Bears team, that Bears team is still very, 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 very physical, very, very, very tough. Can't really sleep on them that much. It's more of like they beat themselves.
Pushovers.
Right, they beat themselves. So let us know who you guys think in the chat. If you're still in here enjoying this episode with us, who do you think is garboosh in that the most hated team, should I say, in that league? Go ahead, E.
And I would say that's the thing. Like I said, the Lions, even though we're division, I just don't feel like anybody in our division hates them because they were so bad.
There's no reason to hate it. There's no reason to hate them.
Everybody just pushed them around. I mean, we got pushed around a lot too. I ain't gonna sit here and act like we're fucking great because I've been a fan for almost 30 years. And this team is. There was a point in time where I was like, it's football Sunday. I don't even want to fucking watch football this weekend. I don't even want to fucking watch. In our era of all the shit quarterbacks that we had, AP made it to where I wanted. I wanted to watch AP, but we had the Bradfords, and I could go down the list of quarterbacks. I could say their names. They were a quarterback in the NFL. What?
I remember Sam Bradford.
Sean he was probably most hated. Sean said most hated, no idea, but most loved is definitely the Lions, man. I think everybody's kind of on that same boat that you just want to see them win, dog. You just want to see them win. You just want to see them get a shot, get an opportunity.
I want to crush them, but everybody else, I want to see them. I want to see them do good.
When it's divisional, it's very specific. Like with AFC East, I want the Jets to lose every game in the past and Finns to win out. Screw their draft picks. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. The Eagles did have Sam Bradford. I do remember that.
But I could sit there, like I said, I could go down a list
Rough
of
era.
the one quarterback that we all wanted to see do good just because he was a great guy was Bridgewater, but he ended up being what it was. But he was just an overall great guy. You wanted to see him do good, and then he got the injury, and then it just kind of all fell apart. But going back to this game, I love the fact that I saw JJ have his little bounce back after getting doubled and triple teamed the week before, had 99 yards, went back to show him, But the one thing that's interesting about JJ is his touchdowns this year is down. He scored every week in the beginning. He's been getting a lot of yards this year, but not a lot of touchdowns. He's getting us down the field, helping us progress, but he's not the one finishing it out.
Yeah. Like it's kind of hurting fantasy owners for sure.
And because I'm one of them. I have
That's right.
But I did like the fact that after Aaron Jones had the 2 fumbles and had a very rough start, and that's kind of what led to the Cardinals having the hot start that they did. I like to see that he bounced back, got a nice little touchdown, receiving touchdown at the end. So that was good to see that help bring his spirits back up and show that he wasn't, in a slump for after losing those 2 fumbles. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think that we look good. Was there things that obviously I'm still waiting for us to play a good fucking 4-quarter game. We do not know how to play. Like there's 2 quarters of every game that we just are sitting the bench, and then 2 quarters we come back and we have to win later in the game. I want to see us play a full, complete game. Our defense has been playing complete games. It's our offense. It seems like we have all these weapons, but we don't click until late. Or we'll start off hot, second and third will be trash. Fourth will be good. We never play 4 quarters of great football. I want to see that because when you play teams like the Lions, that's why we lost. When we play good teams, we're going to lose every time, especially come playoff time. You can't play a half game. Playoffs, it's not going to happen. So, other than the Chiefs, who's the most hated team in the NFL?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
So I want to ask you. I want to ask a question about Green Bay. We got. I had to say the Cowboys.
It's definitely the Cowboys.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
Brent says very fair point. Yeah, hating the Cowgirls is its own market. It is fucking true.
Yeah,
It's fucking
right.
true. Listen, do we hate the Chiefs because of what's been forced down our throat, and do we hate them because of how much they've been getting like how do I explain it, guys? I'm drawing a blank here. I had it in my head, but like with the Taylor Swift thing, oh man, I bet that fried a lot of people, and it bothered me too. I got tired of seeing her. I don't care every time Travis Kelce touched the ball, they showed a picture of him.
No, whenever they showed him on the screen, they showed her. He didn't even have to touch the ball. He's like,
right? Didn't he walk off the field like this week or something weird happened where he was just mad and walked off the field?
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's just and then on top of that, just the over and over of the referees and bailing them out has been a little obnoxious because outside of like this year, I didn't hate them. This year I disliked them a lot because of like I would say like the narrative they've painted for them, like just complete crazy. I don't know. Not a fan.
Where's Bo when you need him?
Honestly,
man.
It's just one of them things where it's like I just don't like him. I'm tired of seeing him. Same thing. The reason why I hated the Patriots. I'm just like I want to see somebody else get to the big game. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, if you, I mean, team's got to win to get there. So I mean, we can't blame anybody else. But it's just like, damn, man, give us a different team in the Super Bowl this year. Anybody. That's why I was saying with the Bills Mafia shit when they were all butthurt about our take with them. It's like I would love to see you on the fucking Super Bowl. Anybody but red, like shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, they got red in their uniform, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about all red. You know what I'm talking about.
I know. No,
That's a good take by Brent. Both they're the dark side now. Back in 2018-19, they were the underdog with something to prove.
Yeah, and I can see potentially the Lions being that team, man, because the Lions are really fun to watch. That's a really fun team to watch. You talk about Sean. You talk about a fun brand of football to watch, man. I see that more as the Lions. From the Lions' perspective, man, they get guys involved that you haven't seen that where they're throwing the ball to O linemen. You just got crazy ass plays happening. So to me, it's like really cool. It's really I really like what I see football wise.
I actually had another clip about the Lions. I was gonna wait till the end of the show, but just being where we got talking about them again, somebody brought them being the most loved team. It's just about their coach and about how his mentality has been through this season. I thought it's short segments of each game. It's not long. It's only a minute long. But I'm going to run this real quick.
2 years ago, after a Week 8 loss to the Dolphins, the Lions had the worst record in the NFL. And Dan Campbell said this.
As frustrating as it is, I know how close we are because we are still talking about one play. And the hard thing is to just keep doing your job, and stand in the thick of the storm. The easy thing is to go down below and get under the blanket and eat all the food and whatever. It's the guys who are going to stay on the deck and just continue to do their part because they know the sun's coming. Those are the guys we're looking for. So that's how I choose to think of this. The only way to clean up everything is to go back to work. That's all I know. So we go back to work. 2 years. 2 years. You keep going. That's how you do it. You keep going.
Man, when you have talented football players, and they are made of the right kind of stuff, you can make the game any way you want it to go. You can do that. You guys willed that game the way you wanted it, and we have that ability. Remember that. Remember that.
It's just amazing to see that.
You know what's crazy? And you know what's crazy, man, is like as funny as we're talking about that, the Bears are that team.
Mm-hmm.
They're one play away from being another team in that division with 8 to 9 wins.
Mm-hmm.
As much as you guys might want to hate on them and laugh at them, they're one Hail Mary away. They're one bad call, one missed timeout. Okay, from being that team.
And that's another thing. Like I saw another clip too. I wish I would have saved that. And it was even. It was just literally every key part of his after game speech this year. And it was just like after they took that 1-L, what he said, and then every week after that, he was just like the way he's keeping them hungry. It's not about like he's not living off the wins. He's keeping them hungry with next game. It's just like I agree with this right here. Their coach is 1,000% making them lovable outside of their gameplay.
Right. Quick update real quick. Miami does win against the Lakers. Magic beat the 76ers 106-102. Nets beat the Pacers 99-90, and the Celtics beat the Pistons 130-120. Right now, the Hawks are currently leading the Bucks 102-94.
Real quick, we were talking about the Chiefs. Black Friday, they hosted the Las Vegas Raiders, and I will tell you, they did not deserve to win that game. They played absolutely down to Las Vegas. The Chiefs played down to Las Vegas's level, and I tell you, they did not. If Aiden O'Connell didn't fumble that ball, then they would. Excuse me, they could have easily won that game.
I'm not going to say that they didn't deserve to win the game. They won the game because they won the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. And this is coming from a guy that's had to take a step back into reality, man, as a Ravens fan. Like missed kicks, doing stupid stuff. You did enough to win. Congratulations. And it's frustrating to see, but Raiders did what Raiders do. And no offense to any Raiders fans, but there's a reason why your team was 2-9 going into that game. And I get it. You tried. O'Connell played his ass off.
340 yards.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns. Did great. But the Chiefs did enough to win. That's it. It's all at the end of the day. When the whistle blows, who did enough to win the game? And it's just unfortunate because you sit here and you sit here and you watch these NFL games and you see how different NFL versus colleges, and you really grow to appreciate college a little more every day because I feel like this may sound y'all in the chat, let me know if I sound ridiculous, but it's so political in NFL. In the middle of a game, like everything's always decided by a flag or a penalty, and everybody's always looking for calls and da 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 da. It's just I don't know, man. I'm like slowly starting to fall out of love of the NFL as I get older, as becoming a coach. You know, I've always been a coach, becoming like a head coach and understanding the game and just really seeing it. It's just hard, man, because you just see this bull crap, and then you get a great team like the Lions come up, playing the way that they're playing, having fun. You're like, oh my God, this is football. This is the football I love. Fun stuff.
Definitely. One other thing I was going to touch on during school champ. This is kind of a hot take I have. I don't know about you guys. I think the Cardinals win the West.
They're playing good ball right now.
Playing good ball.
Honestly, are.
Seattle's kind of they're kind of digging themselves in their own graves.
Seattle's been on that slow downhill slide as the season goes on. It's gradual. It's not like they're like, oh shit, I'm gonna fucking plummet to the ground. It's just a very slow, gradual downhill. They're not gonna be competitors.
My boy Sean, he's got my back. It is, man. It's awesome. Like hate week. Oh yeah, plant that flag. Love it. It's insanity. I love it.
Absolutely. So, We'll see what that brings. Did I send you that video, that Adam Thielen video, that clip?
No, but that
No?
was a hell of a catch.
Yeah, we got to. We'll talk about. We'll touch it real quick, then we'll move on. Bucks beat the Panthers in overtime, 26-23. But I'd tell you what, Adam Thielen had a ridiculous one-hand catch in overtime. But unfortunately, it ended Chuba Hubbard fumbling, and the Bucks driving down the field to win it.
A hell of a time to fumble, man.
Yeah, I know. I mean, kudos to Adam Thielen. I mean, remember when he was a dog when he was with the Vikings?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love Adam Thielen, man. And my thing was it was the whole Minnesota guy, Vikings fan growing up, local everything about him was just Minnesota. We loved him there, man. And honestly, people keep talking about like, man, just let him come back and finish out his career there. I mean, he doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
But the thing about Adam Thielen is he's a competitor. He doesn't want to sit the bench. He doesn't want to be a third or a fourth. He wants to be. But that's the thing.
Guy.
He's falling that way anyway. People they didn't even know he was still playing this year. But I would love to see him retire as a Viking. I would love to see him come back and retire in the purple, man. He's always been a great guy.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree, and he's still playing at a really he's playing at a level where it's funny. I'm literally watching that same video right now. I'm trying to see that. I didn't see the catch. I'm trying to find the catch. I'll tell you the timestamp for it, buddy. Once I get there. It's crazy, man, because he's still very serviceable. So it'd be stupid for the Minnesota Vikings not to maybe possibly hit him up and say, hey, why don't you come play here for us? You know what I'm saying? And let's get you. Let's maybe try and get you a ring or something, because it's not going to happen in with the Panthers.
I would love to.
I don't even know. I don't know what you would even consider what the Panthers are doing. Is it a rebuild? Is it a? Oh my God. Okay. It is at timestamp 1:01:12.
Yeah, I just clicked it right here.
All right, play.
Insane catch.
Oh,
look at that. That's crazy.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Beautiful catch.
You can't get much cleaner than that, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
all right. Not much to talk about in the two primetime games, Sunday night, Monday night. Bills won a doozy, 35-10. 49ers just they're just not the team this year.
Bills, that play with Josh Allen though.
That was crazy.
Oh, the flick back.
Cooper,
That's cool.
Yeah. And did you hear him talk? Josh Allen was like, hey, I threw a terrible pass. I thought it was going to be intercepted. So I started running over there thinking I was going to be tackling the guy that caught my interception. Cooper was like, I thought he was running there because I had the ball and I was getting tackled. So I thought he wanted the ball back. So it was completely not planned at all. But it looked planned. It looked like a trick play.
Yeah,
they
it was
played
fun.
It off perfectly.
Here, completed. This is behind Cooper, who brought it in, pitched it back to Allen, who's going to go to the goal line and get in. No! Spectacular touchdown.
What a great game, man. What a cool game, you know.
You gotta love a snow. You have to love a snow game.
Dude, we've already.
I would never want to
blessed
sit
too.
in a stadium like that. Hell no.
Oh, fuck no.
No,
I don't want to be. I don't want to watch a snow game, but I love playing snow games. It's just something about playing in the snow, man. That shit is fun. It's just fun. And I only got a chance to do it once because, like I said, Maryland, it doesn't start snowing at the end of our high school season.
Right, not till February.
I played travel ball in the wintertime, and that's when I traveled to Philly, and we played in the snow up in Philly. That was fun, man. It's just something about playing in the snow. And it was a lot of snow. The game was played in between the 40s. Everybody was slipping and falling because there was ice. They spray painted the lines on the field. That's how thick the snow was. They couldn't shovel it.
Bro, I saw a girl trying to walk through the seats, bro. She's ate it. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know if I'm crazy. I'd be crazy enough to sit in a game like that. I mean, I love watching on TV. It's great, but
But it was
Oh,
just,
yeah.
it was like I say, it was a good game. And I called it last week. The 49ers just aren't that team this year, man. Fucking Purdy had 94 yards, bro.
We've been saying
God.
Purdy is just, and then McCaffrey.
Like,
is he hurt again? Right?
He's done for the. He's done for the
he's
year.
done. Like
everybody's like, oh man, they haven't been that team this year. They're just not it.
No, I'm not trying to take away. The Bills played really well.
Oh
in
no,
really
they played
shitty
great
weather, but
They played great. It was all Russian. It was a lot of Russian. They had James Cook with
speaking Russian out there?
107. James Cook with 107. Ray Davis with 63. I mean, they had a good Russian attack going.
Yeah, 100%.
But they're
defense
playing
great.
Their confidence is growing. You see it. You hear it when they're talking in the press conferences. Like they may be a team that makes us bite our tongue a little bit, but we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. how it goes.
What do you guys?
Really
What
good
you
ball.
guys is to talk about real quick? Christian McCaffrey. What do y'all think, man? Is he done? Stop.
I mean, this man he's staying hurt. He has his last couple. I mean, he's had one healthy, decent season, but he's had a career that's plagued with injuries, man. It's like, when do you just say, "Hey, my body's just not going to do this anymore"? Do I think he should? No, but it's like, when do you make that decision for yourself?
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. And I'm not trying to make this about race or anything, but it's cool, man, watching a white boy run the ball like that. Dude's got moves, man. You just don't see that often. And it was really cool to see him do it. But now it's just like you said, man, it's hard, man. He was drafted in 2017, man. He's not getting any younger. He's 28. And everybody's like, wow, it's not that old, man. But
what was the average running back's career span?
5 years.
4 to 5 years, if that.
You said it early in the episodes.
Yeah. It's not long, and we can talk about it. I mean, he's Carolina 1, 2, 3. With Carolina, he had 3 years in a row where he got hurt, from 2020 to 2022. And then played a little bit in 2022 in hold on, let me see. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons out of all the seasons he's played. He's only had 4 seasons where he's played all 16 games.
That's crazy. It's just hard because, like you say, he's such a
9 seasons.
He's such a one of them talents that you just don't see very often. But it's like, when do you know, man? Like, when do you just say, hey, this ain't happening anymore?
True.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, last year, 2023, man, he popped off, man. Almost 1,500 rushing yards.
Definitely.
And then this year, 202. It's not his fault. I mean, he got hurt.
No, it's not his fault.
He played and he did his thing, and it just sucks. I hate to see it, man. I really do. I'm not one. I don't like seeing people get hurt, man. These guys work so freaking hard to get to where they're at, and I appreciate it more and more every day. And that's like to see a guy that can still potentially do what he's doing at a very high level, even at the age that he's at the position that he's playing, because the average running back's lifespan is not that long. And okay, obviously his lifespan is long, but his lifespan in the NFL playing isn't that long. So to see him go out, man, it's hard.
Should have even playing this year now that he already had his lingering calf injury. That's a good take.
Good take, man. It's a good take. I like it. It's the truth. You speaking the truth, my friend.
I think for me, I don't think he's done just yet. I think he needs to have one more season. He can't just, hang it up after being injured. He can't hang it up after a season like this. He's got to have one more.
Does he go somewhere else? Do you think the 49ers can give him the proper anything?
No, I don't think they'd let him go. I mean, he's a California. He went to Stanford, and I don't think they let him go. I think they restructure. Either restructure his contract or, figure it out. But I don't think they'll let him go.
All right. Well, I
Only
think that
time will
wraps
tell.
it up, right?
Yeah, Monday night game doesn't not really much to talk about. It was kind of just shootout.
Yeah, Bo Nix, James Winston. Sorry.
Yeah, did you see the random stat about Jameis Winston? They said that with the combined pick 6 yards, because technically he threw it to somebody and they ran it. He had 660 yards.
Holy shit!
He had 660 yards, and what they say was like, hold on, how many touchdowns did he? He had 4. So with the 2, he had 6 touchdowns, 660 yards of receiving yards, including the defense. They said if that was a stat, he'd have the highest of all time.
Sean, look at this guy. Sean said.
Yeah, when he said that in the post, yeah, that was fucking hilarious. You should know when you said that people are gonna take that shit and run with it. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
I think he knew, man. He's funny, Shanahan. Da da da. Yeah, I get it. I mean, injuries do happen, man. And he does train, man. And dude's a machine, but we'll see what happens going into next year. See what he considers to do. And Jameis Winston, man, he's just a character, dog. He knows what he's doing. I mean, he doesn't. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I think that's just him. Yeah, he's definitely corny, and we love it. So I'm here for
100%.
it. I'm here for more of the mic'd up moments for him, more interviews.
Yeah, you gotta love him, man.
But
good.
I think we should go right now into our picks, right? Oh no,
contenders versus pretenders.
Contenders versus pretenders. All right, everybody. Looks like next up on the chopping block, man, are the Chargers.
Ooh.
We kind of talked about them a little bit this week already. They had a game against the Falcons, squeak by them, get a win, get a good bounce back win after losing to the Ravens a week prior. Man, what do you got, man? Contenders, pretenders, Chargers. Are they able to make a contention into the Super Bowl?
I don't see it happening this year. I think that they're definitely on the right path with, one of the hardball boys. I think that they're obviously making the right moves. They're playing decent ball right now, but do I think that they're going to be contenders for a Super Bowl with the caliber of teams out there right now? No. They're not there yet. Honestly, I don't see them even being anywhere close to that this year. Do I think that they're on the right path for the years to come? Absolutely. I think that we're finally starting to see Herbert get back to a little bit himself. We're starting to see that defense doing some things. I feel like they're going to be there, but this year's not their year. Pretenders.
So first of all, shout out to Jake from Straight Farm. Love that name. It's funny as hell. Jake agrees, man. Jake puts down Chargers are pretenders, man. Interesting. Matty Ice. The freshly shaven Matty Ice. What do you got, brother?
Yeah, I feel naked, honestly. But you know what? It's good. I was like, funny story. I was forced to shave. My mom wanted to take some Christmas card photos. She was like, "You gotta shave it off." So I was like, "Fine." Gotta listen, mom.
I would have been like, "Hell no, nah, I'm not doing that."
Nah,
I ain't had a clean face since I was in fucking middle school. I ain't doing it.
Hey, mom's watching, by the way. Love you, mom. Miss you so much. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Just kidding, mom. We love you.
I gotta agree with E. They're in the right direction. Harbaugh is definitely, I think, is the right move for them. I think, he's the right fit for Justin Herbert. However, I think what's preventing them from being contenders is guys like Quentin Johnston, who can't catch a ball to save his life. Injuries like to J.K. Dobbins, to Joey Bosa, can't stay healthy. So I think
Dobbins is hurt. Surprise.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, LA Chargers going to be pretenders for now. That doesn't. Yeah, definitely pretenders for now. I think they can easily turn around and be contenders with their really good defense. They have top 10 defense.
Great defense. I love
100%.
Defense is pretty strong. I mean, I'm not gonna bat around the bush here. I'm not gonna go all through all this stuff. They've played the tough teams that they've played. They've struggled and lost, and then even some of the easier teams that they've played, they've kind of struggled a little bit. So offensively, I'm not saying defensively they're a bad team. I agree. Defensively, they have a really good team, and I do agree. Harbaugh coming in as a coach is going to help that team be significantly better. You're a few pieces away from just being at that point where, oh my God, hold on, they are contenders. Maybe a little more efficient running. We got just a couple of things. Just Herbert didn't do really that much to beat those Falcons. He kind of just there wasn't a touchdown offensively. So, it's interesting, man. So I'm just excited to see what they can do down the road. But for right now, I agree. I think they're pretenders. They'll go in, possibly be one and done, depending on who they match up against in the playoffs.
For sure. So it'll be interesting. I think, they're definitely a playoff team, but it won't go deep.
Right.
I agree with that.
Right. I mean, it's easy to beat a team where your quarterback throws interceptions like he's throwing free money. So
exactly.
Shut up, E. Already, you got that smug look on your face. You're about to say something funny. I get it. Her cousins, whatever, dude.
I warned you.
Right.
I warned you.
You were right.
You were like, I should have never listened to E. He's playing lights out. He's doing great.
But he was, though. He was.
I told you he has those flashes, man. He has flashes. He's just not that guy.
I'm in one of my fantasy leagues. I dropped him this week because I just couldn't stand him anymore.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Chargers have a good game coming up here. Let's get to our primetime picks.
Yeah, let's definitely get into them primetime picks.
I did realize just then, and when the clip of you, Coach, it was when you were saying, I will not be the bigger man. I will punch you in the face. That's all you say.
That's why I love that. That's why I love that one. I'm like, hell yeah, no, that's me.
Absolutely. Hey, before we get to our picks, we appreciate you spending your Wednesday evening with us. If you're still hanging with us, make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're following us on all of our pages and subscribing as well. I'm starting to lose my voice here. We go live typically every Tuesday. Next couple weeks, we're going on Wednesday, just to work around all three of our schedules. So we appreciate your flexibility and all of your interaction in the community. Shout out to everyone on YouTube, by the way, from near and afar. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us this evening. Let's get to some primetime picks. We got Week 14. It's already Wednesday, so we got Thursday night tomorrow. We got a really good one in the NFC North. We got the Green Bay Packers at 9-3 visiting the Detroit Lions at 11-1. We're going to do first scores for this one as well. E, let's start with you.
I'm going to go with the Lions taking the W. And I think that there's going to be some field goals because Green Bay Packers have a good defense. I think we're going to go 30-24 Lions win. I think it's going to be closer than everybody thinks. I think it's going to be a tough fall game. Packers have been showing their teeth.
Coach,
I'm gonna take those Lions as well, man. I'm taking the Lions. The Lions are playing really good ball, but I agree with E. It's gonna be a lot closer than what people. I don't know what people are thinking. I'm just gonna assume they think it's gonna be a blowout, but I'm gonna go 24-17 Lions.
Jacob straight forward.
That's selfish. That's selfish right there.
Indeed. Oh, this is a tough one for me. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Detroit's playing at home. They always play tough at home, but they've played a lot of close games recently. So, as much as I really want to pick the Detroit Lions, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go Packers upset this week. I think there's something in the Green Bay Packers, and it pains me to say this. I think there's something in the Packers right now that is like they're just due for a Detroit win. They're due to beat Detroit. So I'm going to go Packers. It's going to be close. I'm going to say Packers win 16-13.
Yep. Hey, Jake, don't tell him anything. But, hey, Jake, let him pick that. Hey, Jake, let him pick it.
You know what? I will happily take the loss. I don't mind. I will not mind if the Packers lose, but my gut is just staying Green Bay right at this moment. So I'm going Green Bay 16-13.
All right, there it is.
All right, let's go on to Sunday night. We just talked about the LA Chargers as our contenders or pretenders. They're visiting our favorite, the Kansas City Chiefs, on Sunday night. Is it pretty easy, guys?
I got the Chargers.
Okay.
As I know, I said pretenders. I just don't believe in the Chiefs. I'm sorry, I haven't. They've gone away with so many games, slime free, and I think Chargers can pull an upset here.
Here's my thing. Chiefs have been playing very struggling skate by ball. And the reason why I think that the Chargers might be able to do it is because their defense is good and the Chiefs' offense has been struggling. Their defense is what's kept them in games. So at this point, now you have to start thinking about who can outscore who. And that's where I'm stuck right now. Give yours. Come back to me for the last. I'm not 100% sure yet.
I can see it okay being like the Chiefs can take a loss. They're making it.
Yeah.
And that's just what I'm going to say with that.
Yeah, and that's kind of where my head is right now. I think really that, again, I say it every week, division games are always tricky. And the Chargers their defense has just been stellar, especially when they have Joey Bosa in there. So I'm going to go as well Chargers upset. I think they roll into Kansas City. They come out with a dub. And I think Patrick Mahomes just has an off week. So I'm going to go Chargers upset.
Go ahead, E.
I think I'm gonna do this a 3-0. We're gonna do Chargers.
Right. All right. And again, this is another one I'll happily take. I'll happily, if the Chiefs happen to win, I'm happy. I'll be happy with it.
I'm not happy about shit. I want them to take the fucking L. I ain't gonna be happy if if they win.
You're right.
Happy.
You're right.
Shit.
That's true.
That's
true.
Shit. I'm a Chiefs hater right at this point.
Absolutely. I think this is a great opportunity for the Chargers to gain some ground in the wild card race too, if they can win this game.
Like I said, I just feel like the Chiefs' offense has been struggling. I just don't see them being able to outscore the Chargers at this point.
Yeah, D-Hop hasn't been looking too great, and neither is Travis Kelce either. So,
I just don't see it happening. But shit happened.
Absolutely. All right, Monday night we got the Bengals at 4-8 visiting the Dallas Cowboys 5-7.
Why are you looking at us like that?
What do you mean? I'm just sitting here.
Don't look at me. I'm sorry. I gotta go with the Bengals here, man. Bengals, as
we kind of alluded to it.
As crappy as an defensive team they are, they can score. I don't know if Cooper Rush. If you're talking Dak Prescott, I think Dak Prescott can keep up. I don't think Cooper Rush can keep up, so I'll go Bengals here.
I kind of alluded to what I would say earlier. I just don't see Cooper. Now that he said that, I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking about the Cowboys' offense and how they've been playing. Cooper is not going to be able to keep up with Burrows, and that they've been playing crazy. I just don't know if your offense can keep up with that in a shootout. Like he said, if it was that, it'd be different. I just don't know if Cooper can win a shootout with Burrows. And think about the wide receiver talent. I mean, the only thing is, you guys had the young boy that's been doing great. He's been playing great. I don't know. I think it's going to be a high-scoring shootout, but I just don't think that y'all be able to keep up. I think that the Bengals are gonna get this one. And I feel like they're hungry right now. They've been scoring that many points and still losing. It's like something's. It's like one of the things. Like something's got to give. They're hungry for a win.
Good take. Good takes. So here's my thing. Losing to the Steelers last week kind of just put them put them out of their misery. Yes, they're desperate for a win, but I feel like after losing to the Steelers last week, I think okay, all right, that's funny. Good one, Jake. Good one, Jake.
Oh, watch out! Pieces of the roof are falling.
Some in me just feels like that Micah Parsons is going to have another good game. He's going to be able to get in Joe Burrow's head. He's going to be able to get past that Cincinnati O-line. And I don't know. I think I agree with you. It's going to be
Who?
Micah Parsons?
Who's that?
Man, you tripping, bro. This guy's tripping. I think Parsons will be able to get into Burrow's head, and I think as long as they can, like I said during Cowboy Nation, as long as he can establish a run game, kind of just bulldoze the Bengals defense, and then the secondary, we will hopefully have Trayvon Diggs back and a little bit healthier secondary. I think, but there's a chance we get DeMarcus Lawrence back as well on Monday night. Just anything they can take to help, bring this defense back to full power. I'm never going to pick against my team. I'll go Cowboys win.
You're picking Cincinnati. Cowboys. Shocker.
Honestly, I'm the same way, so I would never expect you to.
No, never pick against my team. I'll it is what it is.
Die on the hill, baby. I've been dying on my hill for a long time.
Amen to that, brother. All right, boys. We've been going 3.5 hours now. I think that this was a good idea.
I was sitting here thinking about it. I was like, we push it up an hour so we wouldn't, and then we find a way to almost make it stretch 4 hours. Like we're still gonna hit 11.
I know, right? Good Lord.
It would have been 12 though, so I'm chilling.
Yeah,
We're good.
That is true.
Yeah, we're good.
Absolutely. Well, for all y'all still hanging with us, we appreciate you spending your Wednesday evening with us. We've as we mentioned, we just moved up the time to make sure we fit everything in as much as possible. So we appreciate you hanging out with us. Next week we'll be going live again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you are. Where y'all from? Oh, great question. Coach and I are from the beautiful Sunshine State of Florida. He is from Maryland.
That's where I'm at, mate.
Absolutely. So we appreciate you asking.
I've been around the world a couple times, man. I served in the military. I've done a couple things and lived across the United States. And I was born in Puerto Rico, man. So we've but I'm settled now in Florida. Live over by the Daytona area. And my boy lives in the Orlando area. So we were actually not that far from each other.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right. Well, as a reminder, we will be going live next Wednesday, next week at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Just kind of work around with all of our schedules. Make sure you hit that notification button on all of our pages. You get a notification. It's following week?
Following.
Next week is the okay. So no, that's my apologies. We'll go back to Tuesday next week.
Yeah.
That is December. Yep, December 10th is next week. Yep, December 10th.
Yeah, I'll be up in Wisconsin.
All right. So yep, we'll go back to Tuesday next week, and the following we'll go back to we'll do a Wednesday show. You guys want to do a watch party tomorrow for that game? I mean, that's the game to watch right there. I think we had talked about it last week, but I mean,
I can try. I've got some stuff to do. My daughter's got a little gymnastics thing. I mean, you guys can definitely do it, and I'll try and pop in after. But
we can talk about it during the day. I mean, we can just see what the schedules look like.
See how we're feeling, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Hey, Sean,
before we get out of here, though.
Oh,
one more time for our new head coach, the very own coach. Oh, baby.
Attaboy.
One
more time, man. Congratulations, man.
Hey, congrats, Coach. Well deserved.
In that picture. I'm not a mad person. Nah, man. When I get in coaching mode, man. I just get. I'm just a different dude, man. I'm a different dude.
Hey, that's how you're supposed to be, man.
Hey, Sean, love you, bro.
full concentration, man. I'm ready to go, ready to kick some butt. So I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on that.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a beautiful night. Have a great rest of your week. It's week 14 in the NFL. It is coming slow to the end, but we still got a lot to play. Good night, Mom. Love you.
Good night, Mom. We love you.
Absolutely. Make it a week. Be blessed, guys. Make good decisions. Do good things to one another. Be good to people.
Pause.
What?
Thanks for tuning in tonight, Jake. Nice seeing a new face around here. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Tune in.
Yes, sir. All right. Good night, everybody.